Good job, Sade. You're doing numbers this year, as you can see. Sade's doing outstanding numbers. It's not a game. Good job, Sade.
Oh my God. Look who it is.
Oh, we back.
I think so. Hey, Stripe. This is Chili Banks Show.
What's poppin'? What's poppin'?
Hello. Oh my gosh, it's been so long. It is August. So I didn't tell anybody that this episode is coming out. It's my bonus episode.
Mm-hmm.
And by the time you guys hear it, it will be my 35th birthday.
Woo!
My 35. So this is a super special episode. Oh man, where do I start? Stripe, I think we should talk about the last season. We did 10 episodes last season.
Yeah, it was 10.
Yes,
Mhm.
we did 10 episodes. I ended the season with my daughter and I,
Yeah.
which was called I So Boom. and we chatted it up. It was so good. She did so well. So shout out to you, Nana. She did such a good job.
Mhm.
But after that, I'm not gonna lie. I really, I wanted to take a break, really, because I was like, man, like, is it good? Like, I did the 10 episodes. Maybe I need to up it. Let's do some visuals. Let's do this. And, I'm a Leo, so everything is very big, right?
We had a lot of ideas.
Right. I'm over here, champagne thinking, beer budget. You feel me? So let me catch you guys up with my year, and then I'm going to introduce my guest. Y'all, I got a good guest today. I got an amazing guest today. I'm so excited. But yeah, listen, last year, my 34th birthday, great birthday. I had a nice dinner, went to Miami, got my buns rubbed in the sun, slathered. So that was really nice. And guys, so if anybody who has really been following this show, one thing is that I love Larry June. I mean...
Shouts out to Larry June.
Yes, this is not a secret. So I'm going to tell a story before we jump in, guys. So my man B-Dot, shout out to B-Dot. B-Dot knows I love Larry June. Yes. B-Dot, I love Larry. B-Dot gave me the biggest gifts of all time. Shout out to you. So Larry June's coming to New York. I see it. I'm like, oh shit, I'm in there. Hit B-Dot. I was like, yo, you saw Larry's coming.
Yeah.
I was like, yo, when the tickets going to say I'm in there. He said, tickets? Nah, you're my +1.
Oh. That's nice.
Thank you, B-Dot. That's your first round of applause. that's your first one. So I was like, yo, you shitting me.
Mm-hmm.
So now I'm like, all right, boom, what am I going to wear? Mind you, this weekend, my other best friend, like my brother, shout out to Big L, Lamar Valentina. He was our first episode, one of my faves. And it was his birthday. Poppin'. Yes. It was his birthday. So we was throwing him a surprise dinner.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, yo, perfect. I'm going to have my hair done, blah, 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 right? It's going to be lit. So day of the show, I'm panicking, y'all. I'm panicking. Because I'm like, yo, am I going to meet him? Am I not? Even if I don't care. I just want to be in a building. I want to talk my shit and I want to be in a building. Meet up with B-Dot. We get the tickets. Best seat in the house.
Oh.
I'm not even bullshitting.
Shouts out to B-Dot for
Yo,
that.
I'm telling you, I felt like a
That's
Make-A-Wish kid, bro.
Shouts out
Like
to
I was
B-Dot.
like, this is all I wanted in life. Best seat in the house. We were on the upper level. I had the very first seat closest to the stage.
Mm-hmm.
Right?
On the upper level.
Right, on the upper level. So I was like, yo, this is great. So I'm just happy to be right there.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Just happy to be there. I'm happy to be in the building.
Mm-hmm.
So he's like, yo, come with me. And then the door opens. Guess who's behind that door?
Uh-oh.
The one, the big P. I yo, let me tell you something. I never fangirled so hard in my heart.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I'm such a gangster because it didn't show. You know? But like inside, you know, I was going crazy. So he introduced me to him. I was like, yo, that's so great. Like, yo, can't wait. Just go do your thing. First of all, it was the best fucking show. Like, Larry gave what he was supposed to give. Like, I was not disappointed. You know what I'm saying? Like, such a good show. I'm pretty sure I was standing up 97.8% of that show.
Damn, that's accurate.
Yes, I was lit. I was in my zone. Yo, it was so great. The crowd was great. Everything was perfect. So then we about to breeze again. Just happy to beat it.
Yeah.
Right? And so we go outside. No, I'm sorry. We go to that same back. And
Like backstage?
Right.
Yeah.
He's there again. We chopping it up. And B-Dot's like, yo, Larry, let me get a good job, Sade. I said, hold on, my niggas. Is my dreams coming true? Like, what are you talking about? So I know y'all heard the intro already, but we got a new drop.
Good job, Sade.
Duh.
Facts.
So I say that to say, you know, dreams come true. You know, shout out to B-Dot. Thank you so much. I think I'll probably thank him for the rest of my life. But that was honestly the dopest shit ever.
That's
but anyway,
that's what's up.
I just wanted to share that. Otherwise, my year's been great. I also got a promotion. Let me clap for that.
Woo.
I got a promotion at my real job. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, more
doing
money
numbers.
in the bank.
Are you dumb? Yeah, so that was great. So this year's been awesome. Perfect time to bring this show back.
Facts.
I feel good. I feel accomplished.
Feel great.
You know, I did what I said I was going to do last year. And it makes me feel really good. So here we are. Now, guys, I have someone with me that I am so excited. I'm not even going to lie, I'm a little nervous. This is the first person that I've interviewed that I actually haven't like grew up with, you know? Like in the season 1, it was like, you know, it's my friends, like people like know, it was, you know, it was Johnny Baby, it was DJ, it was Q,
Shouts
it
out
was
to DJ.
it was, it was Sade, it was all these people, like, you know, but I actually did my work. I hope I did my work. But what I want to do, guys, is I want to now introduce you. This guy here is amazing. Like he's kind of doing what I kind of want to do, right? So it's so nice. I'm learning some gems over here as well. But I want to introduce you guys to my bonus episode guest. We're going to talk about him, former senior correspondent for Genius, photographer, freelance host for Rolling Loud, and a social media content creator. Here we go, Jacques Morel.
Hey, wow.
Yay.
What's up, Jock?
That was okay. I did okay.
No, that was great. That was great. I think my first instinct is to ask you, what is your favorite Larry June's project?
Oh, come on. Don't make me choose. Don't make me choose.
That's a
my
good
first
question.
instinct. Just from the introduction, like I can't be all these things that you named and not ask you that. So,
I really like numbers.
Numbers?
I do.
Yeah.
I really do. But you want to know my favorite Larry song is ASC McLaren. That's my favorite Larry song.
Okay.
I don't listen to enough Larry June. I can't
I'm going to send you my playlist.
I know the record.
Yeah. I'm going to send you my Larry June playlist. And it's probably like my top 40.
Really? Okay,
so
cool.
That's good enough.
You got a top 40?
Yes.
That's fire, man.
Yes. I'm going to send it to you.
Can you recite a bar right now?
No, don't make me do that.
I'm saying, does it go that deep, you know?
It does. It
She
does.
is
That's fire,
a Larry
though.
June
I don't
fan.
want to butcher my man. Like I don't want to butcher my man. But let me tell
Yeah.
you something. Matter of fact, it was so funny too because I used to post him all the time.
Yeah.
And Beats, I was like, yo, who is that? And I was like, yo.
Not you putting beat out onto Larry June. That's hilarious.
Seriously. And I was like, yo, I'm telling you, like, this nigga's hot.
He answered that question under a lie detector?
Yes.
Okay, good.
100% I tell no lies.
Yeah.
For sure. He told Larry that.
Oh, I fuck with that.
Yeah. Like,
Nice,
that's what I'm saying. Like,
nice.
B does that nigga. So,
Nice.
Yeah.
yo,
Did Larry end up on his list?
Yes,
Yeah.
he did.
Yeah,
he
he's on his
did.
list.
He's on his
And-
list, yeah.
And let me tell you something. Larry, ever since, man, I'm telling you, I feel like his career, like so many people now know who he is.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm so proud of him. Like,
That's fire.
I don't even know
That's
him,
fire.
but I'm just like, yo, I'm mad proud of you. Like, He's really doing fucking numbers.
One day you got to get that episode with Larry June. You know,
One day.
speaking it into the universe.
No,
you know?
absolutely. It would be the best.
Mhm.
I might rap for him.
But I'm sure you'll make sure it's tight.
No.
You'll
for
be
sure.
all Issa in that mirror, making sure it's tight. Yeah.
No,
yeah.
I'm gonna have the lyrics written on my hand, like I was cheating in school just in case.
Nah, you gotta be like Issa Rae in that mirror, rapping
That's
to
a
yourself,
fact.
like
Love
you know,
that.
break it down. Like you gotta be ready to go. You know.
Yeah,
Like
yeah.
I'm not trying to be sad. So Larry told me to get money. Larry told me to keep it P.
Yeah.
You know?
And you got a promotion, so you
Yeah.
kept the P
Yeah,
literally and figuratively. Yeah,
literally.
yeah.
Like honestly, like Larry taught me, like, yo, fuck what's going on. Be a real ass nigga. Keep it P. Get your bread. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Stay low. And that's that.
That's that.
And that's how I got through a breakup. Wasn't no sad shit.
Yeah.
Wasn't no sad shit. So shout
But
out to him.
I feel like you have to take some time to be. You got to mourn the loss.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
hate that part.
I know that's the worst part. But
I
like,
really do.
if you don't, I don't know. I'm like of the school of thought lately, where if you try to skip it,
Mm-hmm.
and if you try to go through too fast through it, it's only gonna cause it to linger longer, in my opinion.
Yeah, no, that's
If
true.
you-
There's truth
Yeah.
to that.
If you don't like go through some of the pain, you don't
Mhm.
go through like if you like purposefully avoid the pain,
Yeah.
it's only gonna cause the pain to show up, to stick around for long.
Somewhere else.
It's almost like if you try to skip out of physical therapy after hurting yourself. It
Yeah.
has to
Yeah.
hurt a bit.
Yeah.
It has to hurt
Yeah.
a bit. And then it's gonna hurt in the very beginning, but then after a while you get the muscle strength and then it's like
It's
fine.
normal.
It's normal.
You
yeah.
know, I can't allow myself to be there for too long.
That's fair.
Mhm.
And you're a mother. You have a lot more going on
I have,
than me.
I
Yeah.
have shit
Yeah.
going on. You
Yeah.
know what I mean?
Mhm.
So I can't really give myself like a year to mourn, right?
Mhm.
Yeah.
And trust me, that situation was really hard. Like
Yeah.
I think I lost like 40 pounds in
Oh,
2 months.
man,
Like
I'm-
it was
I'm
one of
sorry to
those.
hear that.
Yeah, it fucking sucks. Like
Yeah.
it really sucks.
But a year to mourn is a long time.
Yeah, that I
think
know
you-
people mourning for years.
Yeah, I
That's
think I'll fully say that you can cap it. Like you can't avoid it.
I gave myself 3 months.
Exactly. That's good.
And now we're gone.
That's good. You give yourself
Yeah.
a quarter.
Mhm.
Yeah.
You
and
know,
that's reasonable.
like you know, give yourself a quarter. We live in a capitalist
Yeah,
society,
right.
right? You know?
Right.
So we all
Seasons
it's all
and
about
things like that.
quarters and shit. You know, it's
Exactly.
like
Right.
quarterly earnings, right?
Right.
And we want to give yourself a quarter to like 3 to 4 months, like you did,
Mhm.
Right.
to really feel sad about it.
Yeah.
But then after that, it's like let's move on with your life.
Yeah,
It has
because,
to.
you know,
Life goes on,
Yeah,
man. Like,
life
and
goes
I've
on.
seen
Very
people.
true.
it's the way life goes.
Yeah,
Mhm.
I've seen people stuck in that for years, man. Like,
Yeah.
you know what I mean? Think of like somebody's old bitter aunt. You know what I'm saying? Like, you mad about what your husband did 20 years ago? Like, girl,
we all got one of those.
you
in
know
the
what I'm
family,
saying?
Mhm.
So it's like, man, and listen, I allow myself to hurt. Like, that's one thing about me. I'm never scared to cry. If I gotta cry, I cry. If I gotta be by myself, I'll be by myself. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But
Like let yourself get hurt.
you have to. And
Yeah.
I'm not scared of getting hurt.
That's fair. That's real. I feel like
Yeah.
I'm still getting over the scared part,
Mm-hmm.
you know? But yeah.
I think that's just the fear in everybody.
Yeah.
That's
though,
the
you
fear
know?
and everything. But like when it comes to, it's like, you know, it's part of getting. It's just like kind of leaning
Yeah.
into it,
Yeah.
you know. But yeah, that's good. That's very
Yeah.
real. What you say, you're not scared of being
I'm
hurt.
not scared. And I'll give you another
Yeah.
perspective on it. Honestly,
Yeah.
this is the way I look at it.
Hmm.
When I went and I did like the work on myself, right?
Mhm.
And I started being able to identify my issues, right? And stuff I was doing. And I cleared that part up. And I'm as genuine as I can be. I'm not perfect, right? But I'm as genuine as I could be. So me knowing that I walk into a situation being 100% genuine, if somebody does something to me, right? And I get hurt, the way I look at it is like, you know, that says more about you than it does about me.
Yeah.
Mhm.
And now it's almost like I turned that bitterness into like grace. You know what I mean?
Mm,
Now I
yeah.
give you grace because it's really sad that good people come into your life and you don't know how to, you know, handle
Yeah.
that.
Handle that.
You don't know
yeah.
how to take care of good things. I feel sorry for you. You know what I mean? I
Mhm.
feel bad that, you know, you're not able to love people. That sucks. Love is a beautiful thing.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So that's kind of how I get, I guess, like through relationships, right?
Mm.
I'm in a relationship right now. So happy. It's beautiful. I love it, right? One of the best relationships I've been in a very long time. But at the end of the day, right? Like things happen, right? God forbid I get hurt here. What am I going to do? I'm going to shelter myself for years? No, it's been real. I learned a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's
yeah.
been real. I learned a lot.
Word.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I'm
Yeah.
sorry.
Mhm.
And I move on. And
Yeah.
that's it. So, you know, one thing I realized too, especially like just having my daughter so young, like keep it moving.
Yeah,
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like shit happens. People say things like you just got to keep things moving and you have to be able to give things a time frame and then let it go.
Yeah, bracket it.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, bracket it. Give it a quarter. I mean, shit. Like even quarter is too long. Give it a month.
Yeah.
Because with the way things like, 4 months goes by like this.
Oh, yeah.
So if you spend 4 months mourning something, that's enough to like knock you off of any type of momentum that you already had going.
Yeah. It's work though. You know what I mean? It's a
mhm.
lot of work. You got to really get focused. But, listen, things happen. Life is long, hopefully, right?
hopefully.
Life is as long as it can be. So you got to enjoy it. I'm enjoying it so far. By the time you guys hear this too, I'll be in Jamaica. Surprise!
Maybe not enjoying it so far. Maybe like currently.
Yeah.
I'm
Currently,
enjoying
in
it
a sense.
Yeah.
In a sense. Yeah. So this is Sunday. Today is Sunday.
Yeah.
I leave for Jamaica on Thursday, which is the day of my birthday. So I'm dropping this on Thursday.
Nice.
So by the time you guys hear this, I'll be on the beach, get my buns rubbed. You know what I'm saying?
Glaze in the sun.
You know
what I mean?
just chilling, minding my
Make sure you get
business.
some sunscreen too. Some sunscreen in the
very,
buns.
very SPF.
Very
SPF.
Keep that big SPF energy.
You're right.
Right. No, I'm excited. It's a group of us too. It's like 9 of us.
Wow. That's a group. That's not a group. That's a gaggle.
That's a gang.
You know what I mean?
It's gonna be nice.
Rolling out.
Yeah.
Seriously, we got this nice villas in Montego Bay. It's only like 10 minutes from the airport, so it's super close.
Yeah.
We got chefs and butlers and housekeeping and laundry people and drivers and all this shit. So it's very Leo, like very Leo energy.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm excited. I never did anything like that before.
Nice.
So it should be nice. All right, so let's get back to you because I have so many questions for you. First question I usually ask everybody is, where are you from?
I'm from Long Island. But
Okay.
I was born in Brooklyn. I was born in Canarsie, but I lived there for like maybe 2 years. And
okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So I was like a baby.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm not flossy in any, shape or form. But my if you could hear it in my accent, like the large majority of my life is spent in Long Island.
In Long Island.
Yeah. It's getting to a point now. I lived there until I was like 25. I'm 33 now. So I've been living in Brooklyn for it'll be 8 years in February.
Okay.
Nice.
Yeah,
Okay.
So 7.5 years. Long
So then you're a Brooklynite.
I think 10.
Right now.
10 is...
10 is when they
They
hit.
say 10.
Yeah,
10
yeah.
years?
I mean, I'm going to say it,
Yeah.
I'm not trying to claim something that's, because come on, I'm from Massapequa.
Oh, you're
All
way out.
Massapequa, East
Yeah.
Massapequa. So, there are people on Flatbush Ave that do not want to hear me
Right.
claiming Brooklyn. So I'm but also I spent a lot of time in Queens. Grandmother grew up grandmother was from Rosedale.
Yes.
I'm
My side
Haitian.
of town. Yeah.
Yes.
And I went to St. John's.
Yes.
And
We're
then
going to talk about
which is like the long tail to how I end up here. So
Right.
I
Right.
spent a
Probably
lot of time in
seen you
Queens,
one a few times in St. John's.
Yeah,
as
one
well.
a few times. And it's crazy because I think I haven't spent the one place I haven't spent, two places is like the Bronx and Staten Island.
Gotcha.
I've been to Staten Island maybe less than 20 times.
Yeah.
But and the Bronx I've been to a bunch of times.
Yeah.
But I just don't
But
have
it's in
any
and out.
Yeah, in and out, and I don't have any connections there in the same way that I
exactly.
have in Harlem, in Washington Heights.
Right.
In Dykeman, I got connected. Oh my God,
Right.
St. John's, all my friends are Dominican. We were in Dykeman all the time.
Right. That's where it's at.
Yeah, it is where it's at. Yeah.
Of course.
You know, I've never been to Staten Island.
Yeah, really?
I have
That's believable.
never.
That's believable.
Kid you not.
It's believable.
The only time I have ever even drove through Staten Island was like
Going
go to
to
Six Flags
Jersey.
or some shit.
Yep.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I have never stopped in Staten Island. I have actually only met one person ever from Staten Island.
Staten Island's real MAGA.
Yeah.
If you catch my drift, you know?
I don't know if I want to.
I don't know if I want to go to Staten Island.
Yeah, no reason for
It's
me
a
to
little
be
like
there.
Bay Ridge.
Yeah.
Howard Beach.
Yup.
Yeah, we finished each other's sentences.
Yeah. You know,
Yeah,
I dig it.
It's like I'm cool.
Yeah.
I'm cool on that.
I don't think so. And listen, the
It's a
Bronx
dub.
is a little sketchy. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
Y'all doing a lot out
man,
there.
Yeah, there's a reason why Bronx drill sounds like Batman.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like all these niggas sound like Batman.
Yo, dead ass.
It's like yo, bro.
Dead ass. Like
It sounds
everything
really dark.
sounds.
Yeah.
Everything
sounds
sounds
really dark.
scary.
There's something in the water in the Bronx, man.
Yeah, man. It's the Bronx, man. It's the Bronx.
Yo, honestly,
Still,
my
shouts to B Love.
I love B Love. Yes.
K-Flock is still.
Yes.
You know. it seems like he'll. Yeah, but anyways.
Yeah, one day. My dad lives in the Bronx. I rarely go see him. And it's fucked up. But he comes here a lot, you know what I mean?
Okay,
but
cool.
I'll be honest.
His daughter, he should come here.
Yeah, he should. That's what I'm saying. Like, come visit me. You know what I mean? Come see me. But you know what? Even I tell my dad, I'm like, yo, he's a grown-ass man. But I'm like, yo, be careful. Like, my dad's the type of person, a young kid say something to him. He's like, oh, fuck you talking to? Blah. And I'm like, yo, you might have to, like, relax.
Oh,
My mom too. My mom a little spicy. I'm like, Ma, you can't say the world. Like, mind your business. You know what I mean? Because they don't care if you old.
No, they don't.
No, I know. And it's like funny because like even being it's not that like I didn't grow up in the hood in any retrospect, but when I moved into the part of Brooklyn that I'm living in now, Bed-Stuy, it was a little more urban considered, right?
Yeah.
Than it is now. It's gentrified a lot now. But being from Long Island, just like being around here, right, in St. John's, it's like you kind of just kind of understand like how to move.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And also because like you're black in a way still, right? Like that I just look like I live down the block. They don't know until I open my voice. Like people think I'm just from the neighborhood,
right.
Which is like an interesting like aspect to it, which is also it makes it like kind of funny sometimes,
right.
So like you kind of just like learn to just like mind your business.
Basically,
my mom lives in Brooklyn. She lives in East New York, and my mom was telling me. First of all, she's like crazy with the COVID stuff. So when people don't wear a mask and all this, she's like yelling at me. I'm like, Mom, like seriously, just mind your business. Like it's like you don't get that old lady pass no more. Not these days with the younger kids. You know what I mean? These kids nowadays, they're fucking reckless. They are reckless. So, Jacques, tell me a little bit about, because obviously I'm from Queens. Long Island's totally different, but I feel like we're like cousins. You know what I mean? Queens and Long Island are like cousins. So you went to high school and everything out there.
Yeah.
How was that?
High school's great. I went to Kellenberg Memorial High School. It was PWI Catholic institution. So it was great. I had a lot of great friends there. I was on the wrestling team, and it's actually where I did my first like on camera work.
Okay.
Like I was already doing like filming like home videos with my family, with my brother and sister and stuff like that at the time, and I had a radio show, Hot 107 FM.
Nice. Okay.
It's like on like it was the EMC Squared radio show. Like I used to rap, and I was always like on message boards and stuff. But I remember at Kellenberg, I had this teacher, Mr. Bennett Tendy, and he was like, "You should come and do the morning announcements." And because I was like always, I ended up winning most talkative after 4 years there. That was my superlative, right, in my yearbook.
It paid off.
It did. And I remember he was trying to get me to do it, but I only did it 3 times.
Okay.
The reason why I didn't like to do it is because I had to wake up early in order to get there to do it in time.
Okay.
But I did the 3 times I did it. From what everyone else said, I was really good at it, And it was something that was interesting. Because I remember when I got there, it was a more professional. They had like a legit. Looked like a local TV, like, news thing.
State.
Nice.
Yeah. And then they kind of dumbed it down a bit to just like 2 kids just standing and just reading announcements and stuff. But yeah, I did it, but I didn't take it seriously. And then partway through college, I had a blog, and that's like kind of like how I met B-Dot.
Yeah.
I was going to the barbershop, and I was like, and then I started doing like on-camera interviews for DJBooth.net.
Nice.
Shouts to Brian Zizuk. And
DJ Booth.net.
Yeah. And then
Throwback.
my first interview was with this rapper named BK. And then I did another interview, and then my first interview, and then actually no, I have to start before this.
Yeah.
It was this rapper named XV. I hit him up to do an interview. His name is X to the V. He's from Kansas.
Kansas, right?
Yeah,
I've heard of him.
The kid with the green backpack. He has this album, The Kid with the Green Backpack.
He had a record with Lil Wayne. I remember him.
Yes.
I think he was signed to Warner, if I'm not mistaken.
I'm not sure, but like I remember, and I hit him up on this was my first interview, and I hit him up. It was probably like March 2010 or 2009, one of them.
Wow.
And I hit him up. I was like, "Yo, can I interview you?" And I met him in a Wendy's on 34th Street, and on my sister's camera, and like his homie like recorded it, and I interviewed him. It's on my Vimeo. It's still up.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
I gotta download it and like
you gotta
preserve
resurface
it.
that.
I gotta resurface it.
There you go.
And then after that, I started doing interviews with DJ Booth, and then my third interview was like with Wiz Khalifa.
Nice.
On like the day he released Deal or No Deal, and this was like 4 months before Kush and OJ. And Kush and OJ is what sent was Khalif into the stratosphere.
Yeah.
And then, well, not to stratosphere, but to like the critical stratosphere, and then Black and Yellow sent him into the.
Oh yeah. He was gone after that.
He was gone after that. But I interviewed him, and it's funny. I've seen him a couple times since then. And he remembers me.
Nice.
That's
cool.
Good.
Which is cool.
I met him once. He doesn't remember me though.
I was surprised
I
he
met him
remembered
once
me
as well. Yeah.
And I think part of it is because I don't know, like. Because so many times, like, you know, you run into these artists like on like before they blow up, because so much of what we were doing, like, you know, we joke like DJ, who was on your show, me, DJ, and 60 and B Dot were in like Kendrick Lamar's entourage in like 2011 South by Southwest, right? So he wasn't even huge, right? He wasn't even like huge. So it's like, but these people, like, you're around them before they blow up,
right?
And then they kind of remember who was there because that time period, I guess, takes on like a halcyon glow, like a pinkish glow to them in a way.
Yeah.
You know, but anyways, I interviewed Wiz, and then it was off to the races. And since then, I've interviewed everybody from like U.S. senators to John Legend and EGOT winner to Oscar winners to many Grammy winners, like all the winners. Like I've interviewed people, EPs of shows on AMC, Netflix star. Like I've people on the street. Like it's pretty crazy.
It's grown.
It's grown, and the one constant is me, you know. I've been doing media in all forms for like a long time. For about like, you know, feels like 15 years.
Wow,
that's like awesome. 2000, I guess like 2008, 2009, just like 13 years, give or take. Yeah.
You know, DJ, it was funny you mentioned South by Southwest. He was like, Ash, talk about South by.
Oh yeah, it's like, slow it down. I just dissed you. So we were just like, it was crazy. Because I don't know. It's funny because the thing that was interesting is like rolling with like DJ and like and 60 and B Dot. These are all Queens niggas, right?
Yeah.
Like, I'm just like the Long Island kid,
right?
I'm like I'm like the quirky Long Island kid, like the kid from the suburbs, right? Yeah. And like the thing that I really appreciate that was real love with them was like they just wanted to have me around.
Yeah.
You know, and even to this day, like, you know, I see B Dot, like if I catch him before he's about to go in, or if I hit him up, like he'll find a way to get me in. Like same thing with Najee, right? Like they just loved having me around.
I love them.
Yeah.
They've always been like cool from the jump, man. You want to know something? DJ actually resurfaced a picture. It was you, DJ 60 on stage at SOBs.
Oh yeah, I remember that picture.
I was right behind you.
Really?
Wow, that's crazy.
Yeah.
You can't see me in the picture, but I was literally right behind you.
What show was this on SOBs?
It was, oh my God. I remember what 60 was wearing. He was wearing like a purplish shirt.
He was
and
performing,
I think some cargos
or
or something. Yeah, he was performing.
I think
DJ was there with the big
show
champagne. Remember?
Yeah.
The huge bottle of champagne.
I remember that show.
Yeah.
So but
6 degrees of separation.
Facts.
All the time. No, shout out to that, man. Those, when I think of Queens niggas, I think of them.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like 60, Najee, B Dot, like those is like, that's what Queens is.
Shout out to y'all, man.
Yeah,
you know,
for real.
It's nice, you know. So because I'm not them. Like,
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, you know, I'm like a chameleon. You know, I kind of like I can roll with many different people.
Same.
You know, I just like being, you know, asked to tag along.
Yeah.
You know, I'm a great +1.
Yeah. You gotta be.
Man.
That's honestly, that's what you gotta be in New York City. You gotta be just someone who's
great +1.
Yeah, great +1.
You know?
So like, all right, so you went to high school and everything out in Long Island, but I guess at this time you were kind of like dabbling into, you know, the city and Brooklyn and stuff like that. So where did you used to hang out? Like, what were the things you used to do at that age?
How old?
Let's say I'm gonna give you like 16 and 19.
16 to 19. 16, I was playing basketball every day, all summer. I wasn't good at it, but we would play basketball all the time.
You tried.
Yeah, and then like, you know, like I was attempting to go to teen clubs, but I wasn't allowed to. And then, you know, 17, 18, and then around 19, I was like starting to hang out with more kids in like South Amityville. So like North Amityville, I'm from Massapequa, East Massapequa, which is adjacent to North Amityville, and these happen to be the black parts of each of those towns.
Yes.
Massapequa is a very white town. Amityville is a very white town. It's just that all the black people live in the same part of the town.
Yes.
On the east part.
East Massapequa and North Amityville. So it's redlining.
Gotcha.
It's redline. You know, Long Island's hella racist, right?
Right.
And So I started hanging out with the white kids in South Amityville.
Yeah.
And like those are some of like my best friends. Like I love those kids. So that changed around like 19 is when I started to like chill with those kids.
Gotcha.
And then around 19 to like 24, 25, right? Like from that age, I was like, and that's when I was at home in the summer.
Yes.
When I was like I was at school, I was like going to like parties in Dykeman, going to parties in Jamaica, like I was like hanging out with like the black kids, actually mainly the Dominican kids in college.
Those Dykeman parties,
man.
Yeah.
Like I almost pledged a Dominican fraternity, but I didn't end up doing it. Yeah, I didn't end up doing it. A lot of love to those dudes though, but like I'm happy I didn't do it.
Oh my God, I have like a similar story.
Yeah.
That I was. This is so stupid. I can't believe I'm saying this. But I think I was like 12 or 13 and they were trying to get me to be a Latin king.
What?
Oh.
Right.
Yeah,
and I kid you not, the day that I actually was gonna like do it, I cut school that day and I got caught by truancy.
Lucky.
You see?
Yeah.
I kid you
Truancy's
not.
bullshit, but also lucky.
Yeah.
Very lucky.
Yeah. I got caught by truancy.
Maybe it works in that, context. Yeah. Continue though.
No, that was my story. I got bagged, right? I got brought back to school. I got my ass whooped, obviously, and I never talked to those people again. So thank God, right?
Yeah. My God, where would your life have gone?
I have no idea. I was standing across the street from John Brown High School, and I was in Bayside at the time. So I cut school and came out here, you know what I mean, to Flushing, and I'm standing there waiting for, next steps type vibes.
Yeah, yeah.
And then truancy was like, show me your school ID. I didn't even have a school ID. You know what I mean? So they took me right back to my school in Bayside.
Yeah.
And my mother came and whooped my ass. That's pretty much how that went down. And I never spoke to those people again. My mother took my phone so long, changed my phone number, everything. Never heard from them again. And that's why.
Yeah.
Good.
That's why I'm not dead or in jail.
Yeah.
So tell us about St. John's.
St. John's is lit.
Strifey actually.
I would like to know.
Yeah, Strifey's also a St. John's person.
A few times. That's crazy.
I mean, we went to headquarters. That's
I know.
headquarters?
Yeah, of course.
Yeah.
No, but I meant on campus though.
Oh, on campus, yeah, most definitely. St. John's is great. First year I was in Donovan.
I mean, who wasn't? Right?
Yeah, I was in Donovan Hall, which they called the hood. They called because like we didn't have. They didn't have.
Shit was always broken.
It was broken.
Yeah.
And we didn't have common areas. We just had we all were like in the same room.
Exactly.
But I felt like that made for a better dorm experience.
Yeah, it did.
Right,
because when everybody had their own individual rooms, people just wouldn't hang out in the common room. They're just sitting in their rooms.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But since we were all just like in,
like force you guys
we
to.
all forced. So it was like just. Like, yeah, there was just, everything went down. Like, all the parties happened in Donovan. When I've
heard so much about these parties, by the way.
Yeah, like, I remember when I first got there, I was like, I kind of hated, I was mad that I got put in Donovan. But then, like, 6 months in, I was like, I'm so happy I'm in Donovan. Yeah. Everybody wishes they were in fucking Donovan. People are always trying to get me to sign them in. I'm like, yo, nah. Like,
because you go to any other dorm, it was just mad quiet. You go to Donovan, everybody's door is open.
Everybody's doors open. People are hanging out in the hallway.
Facts.
People like just chilling, right? Like, just this is a vibe all the way, right? Like, we're just having like, So, and then I did that, and then I was there for then I moved into the Manhattan campus a year later.
Oh, okay.
And I was there for 6 months, and then my father passed away, so I had to move back home.
Sorry.
It's all good. And then and I commuted from Long Island into the city. And I would like drive in, I would like train in, and that was a really difficult time.
Oh yeah,
The final my final like 2.5 years of St. John's was really difficult because commuting from Long Island sucks.
To the city,
and that's like a 2-fare zone. Bingo. On top of that,
and it also like ripped me out of the social fabric of the school.
Yeah.
So when I was saying that I was hanging out with those like Dominican kids, I still was, but just not as much. I was mainly started hanging out with those Long Island kids I was telling you about,
right
at that time
because you're not staying on the campus anymore at that point.
Bingo. Instead of it just being something I did in the summer, it's like, oh no, now I'm living at home. These are the kids I hang out with now.
Yeah.
Like, and it also I don't. In some ways, like it felt like it wasn't my failure. It had to happen, but moving back home sucked. And then I remember commuting into the city all the time. I was just talking to my friend about how summer 2011 was my favorite summer ever. Because like that was a summer, like the summer before that I turned 21, I spent all my time in Long Island.
Yeah.
When I was summer 2011, I spent all my time in New York City.
Yeah.
That's my first time going to like pianos, Lower East Side.
Oh
like,
my God,
back
that's
room,
my spot.
you know what I mean? Like Hotel Essex, right? The Essex
Yes,
Hotel, right?
yes.
Like, you know, going to all of these different like clubs and, you know, the Thompson Hotel, right?
Mhm.
Just like at the time, like where, you know, like it was always jumping, but like it's not like the Lower East Side like looks different now. Like it's just like a whole
it feels different.
It feels different, right?
Yeah.
And I'm sure in 2011 there were people saying that about the Lower East Side that I was enjoying for the first time.
Yeah.
I'm not going to sit here and act like that's like
we ain't gonna forget.
We won't forget, right? So, but at the same time, I'll say that that was the time I was going into the city all the time, and then since then, like I've been, and then I also had an internship. Started an internship for Karma Loop at the time, like around this time, like about August 2011. Yeah, and Karma Loop flood watches, and then that just kind of pulled me back into the fabric of like industry in the city.
Yeah.
So I was still hanging out with the kids in Long Island, but I was always going to the city to do like industry
events.
And then I remember going to South by. We mentioned that already.
Yeah.
And then after in 2013, so then I worked in finance for about a year, which sucked.
Mm-hmm.
I hated it. I ended up getting fired and with a massive tax bill. Because they didn't really, because you should know when you're 1099 you got to pay taxes.
Okay,
I'm like 22. I didn't know that.
You didn't know that. No
I didn't
way
know
you
that.
knew that.
Like, and they should teach us in school, but they don't. But I didn't know that. And the job, like, look, they hired me to be like they wanted me to be like a salesperson.
Okay.
They thought I could be a salesperson, and I wasn't going to be a salesperson. And they were going to train me into that. I guess like their pie in the sky would be like 12 years from now, I'd be like this mega salesperson. They just got me early.
Yeah.
And
but they're salespeople.
Yeah,
I work in sales, so you know how that is.
Yeah, I can't do sales. I can't do sales.
It's not for every. It's very hard. Honestly, like sales is something. And I've been in sales for almost 6 years now.
Yeah.
Sales is something that it's like everybody can do, but everybody can't do it.
Yeah.
And it's kind of like you either have it or you don't. It's like you can't really teach like sauce. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's what it is. It's like you either kind of get it or you don't. You can become good, but it's a lot of work.
So,
you know what I mean?
My thing is I have the sauce.
Yeah.
I just don't have the metal.
Gotcha.
I don't have the taking no.
Yeah,
like
that
for
aggressive
weeks
approach.
at a time. I can't. I don't have that. I don't.
It's
have
like
that.
you doing this or not.
Exactly. I don't have that. I don't have that. And then I did that, and then I got fired from that job because it wasn't working.
Yeah.
I went back to valeting and odd jobs and stuff like that, and then I went to an audition for AOL Live that my friend Angelique sent me. And this is a long tale, but it makes sense. My friend Angelique sent me this audition for AOL Live, and I walk in and do the audition, and a friend of mine sees me at the audition. Like she worked at AOL.
Oh, okay.
And she says like, "Oh my God, it's good to see you. I can't believe you did this. Whatever. We're going to see what happens. Hopefully you get it. Yada yada yada."
Yeah.
And then I stalk the people at AOL to see who's producing it, to see if I can get a call back, because it was like an open call that they put on the internet.
Okay.
And day one, only like 70 people showed up, and day two, like 500 people showed up. But like it was like they don't do these things anymore. It's like we're looking for a host and we're doing an open call. They don't do these anymore. Like they did this at the time. And then I stalked this dude. His name was Jonathan Bell, I think was his name. And I hit him up, and like he finally said, he's like, "Oh my God, yes. It's like we wanted to have you back for a call, for a call back. They spelled my name wrong."
Oh,
come on.
So
they spelled my name wrong.
So glad that you reached out to him.
And me like doing my due diligence and following people and reaching out to people.
Yeah.
And then his name was Jeff Bell, and he sends me a message saying, "Oh my God, we would love to have you, whatever."
Yeah.
I go in for the callback. I think I have a great callback. I'm hoping I get it.
Mm-hmm.
But before I leave, I'm like, "Hey, can you tell me where Lindsay Acri? Can you tell me where Lindsay Acri is sitting?" And they show me where she's sitting. And I'm like, "Hey, if y'all looking for like PAs, I would love to PA."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And she's like, "Great." She takes my number. I don't get the AWOL Live gig, but 3 weeks later she calls me back and she's like, "Hey, we're looking for a PA to like do like drive us around. Can you drive us around for a bit on a shoot?" with Baratunde Thurston. He's now the host of Black Man, great host. He's now the host of this wildlife show on PBS. You should look him up, Baratunde Thurston. And I was like driving around the car. I'm just like talking and shit.
Yeah.
Had a good time, and they loved me. And then I drop everybody off, and she's like, they're actually looking for PAs for the Huffington Post, HuffPost Live.
Yes.
Do you want to do it? And I was like, yeah, sure. And then I'm like, when's the interview? She's like, no, you just start next week.
Wow.
Like, okay,
look
shit.
at that.
From there on to like kind of speed us up, but like me becoming a PA at HuffPost like set me on the path that I'm here now. I spent 4 years at HuffPost. I was a PA for about a year, and then I eventually transitioned into the newsroom, and I became a PA in the newsroom.
Okay, what was the difference?
The difference is that I was a teleprompter operator. I started as a teleprompter operator, and I would just scroll for people.
Yeah.
And then the PA in the newsroom was like, it was like I was there like 60 hours a week. It was a lot of work, plus commuting from Long Island. So I was up at like, because we had to be there before 7, so I was up at like 4:30. I was on the train at like, literally, I remember like, because I was up at like 4:30 on the train, like taking the 5:15 train to get into here, but to get into the city by 6, so I can get there by 6:30. Because there's a train I could have taken after that, but that would have gotten me there at 6:55, and I did not want to get there at 6:55.
No.
Yeah.
When you're a PA and you're trying to like, put your name on the board, or if you're at AP, or I got promoted to AP, and you're on the morning segment, and if you try to put your name on the board, you don't get there 6:55, you get there at 6:30.
Yeah, early is on time.
Early is on time. And mainly because if you get there at 6:30, you could just vegetate for 20 minutes.
You need that.
Because it's gonna be nuts from 7 on. So you might as well just get there where you can just get there, just pour your coffee. Exactly. You can stretch. I would just kick my shoes off sometimes. Yeah. And there'd be no one in there, or anybody else that gets there early. Like, it's just light conversation. Exactly. Like, everybody knows that we're not going to start working until 7.
Right.
But like, so it's like the best. I don't know. I did that.
But at least getting there early, you can pick somebody's brain. Yeah. Absorb some game.
At this age, I'm not even imparting this knowledge on anyone that might be listening to this looking for gems as a way to like get some knowledge or pick brain, like, to get better at it. It's more of a way to like take care of yourself.
Yeah. Okay. Absolutely.
It's like, what's the best way you can set yourself up to succeed for how hectic whatever it is you're about to do is.
Yes.
And it's like by showing up early so you could just feel relaxed.
Exactly.
Get some water. You could prep it out.
Time.
You could list out what you got to do. You know what I mean? And then when you're in the kitchen, getting your water, that's when you're picking up the game. That's when you're talking with them.
Yeah, of course.
And maybe they're not telling you how to do it, but like you're just kind of ingratiating yourself to the people that are above you.
Exactly.
That will see you 5, 6. I work with the same people.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And who also have the same mindset. They did early just like you, because they have that same, you know what I mean? The same energy with them too.
So it's like, and then, I did 4 years at HuffPost, and then, there I was I eventually became a host. I went from a teleprompter operator to being like on camera.
All right.
I did it.
Nice.
Yeah, and I think I did it. I worked with a bunch of amazing people there. I had a hip hop show, Bars, that was my first live show, like weekly live show. That happened every Friday. I did protest marches. I floated on a river on Facebook Live in a flood scene in the once in a generation Baton Rouge, Louisiana floods with alligators in the water and shit. And I'm I swear to God, and I can't swim. I cannot swim.
You was in the water.
I can't swim either.
I'm in this dirty ass. The water is just dirty. It's flood water. It goes up 10 feet high.
Wow.
And we're just in like a boat with the Cajun Navy trying to help this young man. His name is Cody. Get his Cody Boubois. That was his name. Cody Boubois. He left his mother's ashes in his trailer home, and he wanted us to go and find it.
Wow!
And it was an hour-long journey on Facebook. It was like, it's like sometimes like there were things that I did at HuffPost, like even just thinking about that, like that's insane.
Yeah, it is. It is.
The context of that, like a really quick tangent, if you'll indulge me, is that like. I remember I get there. I was initially shooting videos on the 11th anniversary of Hurricane Katrina in the car. This is 2016. 2016 was one of the most important years of my life, not just because the Democrats blew it, right? Trump won, but the Democrats blew it. Not just because of that, but also because of like all the things I did that year. I had that weekly show Bars. Like,
yes.
Yeah.
you know, I was on AOL Builds, like the year I interviewed Yara Shahidi that year. You know, stuff. I did all these things that year. But this one in particular, so I'm already covering this one event, and at the same time, there's just once in a generation flood event happening in Baton Rouge. Baton Rouge is just like maybe like an hour away from New Orleans, right?
Yeah.
Right. So it's like not that far. So I already had a team that I was working with for 3 or 4 days. These 2 guys, I can't remember them, but they were troopers. You know, they were also like on HuffPost Dime, so they were totally down to just hang out with me for 16 hours a day.
Yeah.
But like, it was actually amazing because, like I said, they were troopers. And I went on Facebook. I tried to find someone from the Cajun Navy. So I was trying to find the Cajun Navy. And the Cajun Navy is a group of people that own boats in the area that when they have disasters like this, they even go around. They'll go to other different places in the country.
Wow.
Oh, they're like their own relief force.
Exactly. And they work with like, you know, forces, the federal forces, you know, to help find these people.
That's what's up.
So I go to one of these mega churches, and the pastor is like, looks like Matthew McConaughey, right? Right? You know what I'm saying? Like, he's Matthew McConaughey with short hair, but he's jacked.
Yeah.
Bristling blue eyes, like typical.
I thought he was going to say Joel Osteen. That's a whole lot.
No, but like he was giving that energy, but like jacked. And I don't remember this man's name, so I'm not like, but they legit had like a full organization going there. Now, there weren't that many Black people at Camp Front, which is really odd. And I did think about that. But there's like one Black guy. There's only one Black guy, but they were very nice to me. And when I told him what I was trying to do, I told him where I was from, HuffPost, I'm trying to do a thing. And then he comes up to me, he's like, this kid needs to find his mother's ashes. Can you go help him get his mom's ashes?
That's how you met Cody.
And that's how I met Cody. And then I go and I radio. I let my producers, Kate Balch and Teresa Kim. I'm like, hey, like, do we want to do this? And then I think Teresa's like, yes, we want to do that. Yes, we want to do that. Yes, we want to do that. Get on that boat. And it was like an hour-long stream. And we had like a little live view, and then it was like a whole thing. And I remember practicing the intro, and you know, and then like we could make it like we get stuck at a point. The person that's guiding our boat has to jump into the water, and the water's like all the way up to his neck. Yo, it's nuts. Like, and we're just like floating through. We're talking with the people about like the area. I'm reading comments on Instagram, like on Facebook, of people like, you know, like cheering for us, right? And then like we get into the we find where the ash, we find where his trailer home is.
Okay.
And we're waiting outside, and he comes out with it, and he's crying.
Oh my God.
And he's crying.
I was hoping that was the ending.
Yo, and he's crying, and then the comments are just like, oh my God. Like, the comments are just rolling, and I'm like, thank you, everybody. And then I hang, and we close the stream.
Yeah.
Man, I'm getting like goosebumps thinking about this. We close the stream.
It's crazy.
And then I call them, and then I call my SP, Kate. And then the whole place, the whole newsroom just erupts.
Yeah.
They're all like,
I got gunsbumps now.
That's
awesome.
Man.
That's good,
it almost brings me to tears, man, thinking about it. So yeah, I did that there. That was really great.
I was gonna ask you, like, what did you get from the Huffington Post? I think aside from anything, that's probably the best feeling you've had.
I think I learned. I learned that I wasn't the smartest person in the room. That there were always people that are smarter and that were much smarter and more engaged.
Yes.
I learned different ways of thought. There was a number of ideas and ways of life that I had going into HuffPost that now I look at them like, I can't believe I thought that way.
Yeah.
Because you know, the way HuffPost Live worked is like you had we would talk about all these different stories that were going viral on the internet. And that dealt with like everything from politics to race to culture to gender to queerness. Like, and I'm just like kind of getting this steady stream of just differing opinions and different thoughts from really smart people. And all day I'm just kind of going through this. I'm just like, you know, and then eventually, like, you know, I read different books. I met great people.
Yes.
You know, I learned about myself. You know, I'm queer. I didn't really, I kind of learned, it came into that there. Without like being like forward about it, like being so outward about it, but like being able to kind of be in that life there in that newsroom. I learned, I had some of my best friends came out of working at the Huffington Post.
I bet.
I have friends like I have friends that came with genius. Like, there's no shade to that.
Yeah.
But when I say there are people, from the Huffington Post that I work with, that forever,
friends till this day,
forever, that to be friends for the rest of my life.
I love that
because we were like a cohort of 23 to 27-year-olds. We were a group of 23 to 27-year-olds that were all at similar places in our career.
Yeah, exactly.
Working in a place that was on the cutting edge of liberal journalism.
Right.
And we had all these celebrities coming into the studio, all these all these things happening, and it was just a beautiful time. And then I got laid off. Which happens. I got laid off.
Happens.
It's part of the game. And then after that, the day I got laid off, I went to a party at Genius.
Yes, that we were segueing right into the. You are.
Yeah,
I'm
good.
You're good. Hold on, we gotta. I told you I had a good one today. This
good.
is amazing.
I'm thinking about the person listening. I want to keep y'all on topic. I want to keep them on topic.
Honestly, the Huffington Post thing, right? I wanted to really ask you about that because I was like, man, how'd you get there? What were you doing there? And with journalism, period, right? I mentioned, you're the first person that I've interviewed that I haven't grown up with. So I had to look into you. Right?
And it's you see how I got there, right?
Yeah.
It's a very
you have to
you put yourself exactly. You have I put myself in position to succeed because I was already doing interviews. I was already doing all of that. And also just the luck of a friend of mine, Angelique. I haven't seen her in a while, but she's honestly, I should go see her. I'm gonna place in my she's very much, she represents a mystical figure in my life sometimes. And she comes around at these different times and just really helps in these ways. So she's the one that suggested this to me. And if it wasn't for her suggesting this to me, I would not be here.
Gotcha.
Maybe I would have had, but no, she said it to me. And I was able to go on the first day to that interview.
Wow.
And then and because I was a good intern, the reason why Lindsay Yacker, I interned with her at ABC 2 years before that. And at that internship, I was good. And it's just try to just don't be a dick and be nice and work your hardest. You don't have to be amazing. You don't got to be perfect.
Never.
You
just got to be yourself.
Just got to be yourself.
Yeah.
And people are going to want to have you around because when it comes down to it, I pride, when it comes to finding someone to work with me, I prize competence, but I prize familiarity and wanting to have you around is more, if not just as, if not more than competence.
Gotcha.
It's I'd rather you be. I don't want you to be really good at your job, but I hate working with you.
Okay.
I know what you mean.
That's an interesting way to look at it.
I can't do that. That's not the way I work.
It's if you and I don't have correlating ideas on how to do the job, but I know for a fact you're very, very good at your job. There's no really synergy there. It's just I can trust you that you can do the work, but I can't really bond with you to, I guess, make the. I don't know how to say it.
No. What you're saying is you can't bond with to make to actually make the magic happen.
Yes, the
magic.
Yeah,
exactly. It's
because it's not just the work ethic,
Bingo. Because there's some things that if I have good energy with somebody, right? I can if I have good energy with somebody, I can actually make them feel we can come up with better stuff, right?
Yeah, exactly.
We can come up with better stuff together because we're in communicado. I'm willing to put up with maybe we're not as good at this or this isn't as great, but because we're cool, because we're homies, we can make better stuff.
Yes, exactly.
And the contents could be better as compared to every time I see you. So, but yeah, it put me in position for this, and and that's what I got from HuffPost. I got I got love. I got friends. I got family.
That's awesome.
I got great real material. I interviewed a senator, a U.S. senator,
That's big.
Cory Booker. It wasn't on camera. I was off camera, but
how did that turn about?
Basically, I was doing the opening of the National African American History Museum.
Yeah,
which
I
you
know
should
that
definitely
museum.
see. If you've been,
I haven't been there, but I know that
it exists.
I went to the opening. I haven't been in 6 years. I went to the opening.
Yeah.
But
I should go. I need to go. Sorry, y'all.
Yeah.
I produced it with actually the person who was leading the production was my former colleague Rahel Gabreyes.
Okay.
Who's currently the director of video at Vogue.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, and
Hey,
she was
Vogue.
the one that put, like, I did the interview, but she was the one that kind of like put everything in together.
Okay.
Right, to like kind of like make it happen.
Mm-hmm.
And we went to DC and everything.
Mm-hmm.
It was like a fun trip. And yeah, and Cory Booker, he was like really dope. It was really dope.
Yeah.
Great guy.
He seems like that cool uncle.
Yeah,
that gives strong handshakes.
Yeah, which is probably why I don't think he's gonna be. He won't win. He didn't win the nomination for president. Like he's like, I think he'll just be like, I think he'll kind of tap out as a senator.
Yeah, probably.
But yeah. So then I did that. I got laid off. Went to Party of Genius.
Yeah.
Yes.
And Party of Genius that same day. I basically they were looking for interviews. They were looking for like a senior correspondent. They were looking for talent.
Yes.
Okay.
And I had done it. I went to Sweden a week before I got laid off at HuffPost.
Mm-hmm.
And while I was in Sweden, I'm like recording myself doing the video, doing like the interview for Genius.
For Genius, right.
And then met the people at Genius, and they called me in for an interview. And then basically a month and a half later, I started Genius. It's actually about 5 years ago today. We were like my first week at Genius.
Really?
5 years ago today.
5 years.
Yeah.
Shit.
Wow.
So
Yeah.
so as far as Genius, who was your very first interview, I guess, or project that you had at Genius? What was the first thing they pushed out from you?
It was on the beef between Shaq and LeVar Ball.
Really?
That's
And
interesting.
I remember I used the word brouhaha in my first lyric.
Okay.
And they were my first script and should we keep it or not? And then I remember I threw my piece, which was I had been doing since HuffPost. I had been doing the piece at the end of every single bars at Freestyle Fridays episode. I'd be like, peace,
right.
And then so I just brought it to Genius. I was like, peace. I threw up the piece in it.
Yeah.
And then for the first 3 weeks, about 2 months, first 2 months of videos, people used to hate on me in the comments.
What?
People thought it's he's corny. I'm too earnest.
Aww.
It was. I'm telling you.
They didn't see the vision.
I am telling you.
Yeah, y'all got hate in y'all blood.
They're
man.
still on there. If you go to my early Genius videos, right? The video where I did interviewed this person who explained Young Thug's Young Thug's diction, how he speaks, right?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I think I seen that video.
It's a classic video.
He was linguist or
He's a
something
linguist,
like that.
yes. He had a linguist. They had a linguist come on,
exactly.
right? Yeah. Wow, yes, classic. Yeah. I had that video. if you go to the oldest people hating on people, who is this dude? They don't like me.
Right.
And then it took maybe 6 months, and I did this video on and then a couple months after that, so maybe 5 months into my time at Genius, I did this video on comparing punk rock to comparing punk rock, late 80s punk rock to SoundCloud rap. And it was not good at all. It was not good at all.
Do you feel like it wasn't good, or people just didn't like it?
No, people didn't like it. Here's the thing. If there's an angry backlash to something that you did, right? You have to be able to engage with it from a place that's okay, see why they're mad.
Yeah.
Okay.
See, because not all the time, because sometimes it's really just nah, y'all are fucking ridiculous here.
Yeah.
Because there'd be sometimes, especially if I would mention, if an artist did something particularly abhorrent and I mentioned it in a video I did about them.
Yeah.
And people are why are you bringing that up? People are mad about that. It's I don't care.
Yeah.
Right?
I was going to say, what's the line? When do you care about what people think?
But this one, it was because I left people out. I made connections that weren't really there. I didn't do enough research. And on top of that, I didn't tap anyone part of the community to speak for themselves.
Okay, that's valid.
The video was comparing punk rock to, like I said again, to SoundCloud rap, but particularly the SoundCloud rap from South Florida. From Miami. So talking XXXTentacion.
So,
right? Denzel Curry, Raider Clan, right? Bones.
Right.
They were and on top of that, I basically made all these connections. And because it's Genius, a video like that goes viral in a bad way.
Yeah.
People are coming at you, right? And a quick redemption story for you. So one person who's not even from Florida, but was very much part of that scene, right? Right, that was also angry about it was this rapper named Xavier Wolf.
Okay.
He's a dope dope rapper. He's really into cars, also really into anime. And like his music is really good. It has like that SoundCloud vibe, like it's lower register, but he has bars of really crisp and clean there. And I didn't listen to him that much at the time, but at the time he tweeted me online calling me a beta male bitch.
Okay.
Yeah. Oh, see, so he said something that stung a little bit.
Hold on, right? So we explained as to why I realized it was wrong, right?
Yeah,
why I realized it wasn't as good, right? But that hurt.
Yeah.
So 2 weeks ago, I'm at Rolling Loud, and like I did all my research for all these artists. I had 150 index cards full of a dossier at every single artist I was performing.
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't know who I was going to interview, but I prepared for everyone just in case.
Exactly.
I was,
there you
go. I was going to ask you that too.
You just got to know like 4 or 5 things about every person, and they'll fill in the blanks. It's a 5-minute interview.
Yeah.
And they'll feel good, so they'll fill in the blank. Even if you get something wrong, like it's okay because like they know you're trying, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Anyways, it's a red carpet interview. Everybody understands the context of a red carpet interview. You got to do the research, right?
Yeah.
Right.
And he was there, and on his card I wrote, "Called me a beta male bitch" in 2017. And then I didn't do an interview with him because I had to do another live hit.
Okay.
And we were like kind of in the period where we were just kind of hanging. And I walk up to him and I told him, and I'm talking with him, and I was just talking cars with him, and because he was friends with Hakeem, my other co-host. No, I did interview him. Yes, we did interview. I did do an interview with him, and then we did a great interview, right? And then at the end of it, I was like, "Look," I told him, I was like, "I want to tell you, in 2017, I did a video on SoundCloud Rap, and you called me a beta male bitch."
Oh,
and
wow.
and I told him and it hurt, but it also made me realize that I had to be better, and I had to tell these stories better, and it did.
Nice.
And it did. And I'll tell you, there were other backlashes that I had through Genius, but there was never a backlash because of something I got wrong in that way.
I see.
There were other times where I made a video on calling out how many times Lil Dicky makes jokes about using the N-word, and people were like, "Why are you going so hard on Lil Dicky?" It's like, I don't care. He's a white rapper making jokes about using the N-word. I'm sorry. It's fair game.
He's up.
He's up. Exactly.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, he's up, and he's not even that good. He's fucking mediocre.
that part.
Like, Lil Duval's right there. You know what I mean? You know what I mean? Like they're funnier black joke rappers. Like Lil Dicky's not that good. And the show is just like ripping off of Atlanta. So
that part.
You know what I mean? Like anyways, right? Like it doesn't curl all the way over. But anyways, like so that was my redemption song from that one moment. What
was his response?
He loved it.
Okay.
He gave me a heart that he remembered it.
Yeah.
He remembered it, and he's like steel sharpens steel. And I'm like, still sharp and steel. Because like when I killed his interview. Like I did I knew that I might interview him, so I spent more time on his card.
Yeah.
I spent more time on his card. And I also included that bit, don't forget that.
Don't forget.
Yeah, of course
and
not.
So him and I, we might do something because we spent a lot of time talking about cars, honestly. Like he has a 240 SX, he's an E46 M3. I'm really into cars.
Okay, good.
And we spent a lot of time talking about cars. So like, we might do something else. But like it was just a good feeling for me because it's just like, you know what, like it just tells you anybody, it's like, yo, it's gonna suck in that moment, but like just like use it as like fodder to like build. And like I literally carried that as a chip on my shoulder for 4 years. Like this rapper called me out, and I realized I was wrong for why he called me out, because I'm mature. I could have done it better. And then from that point, like my videos just got better and better and better and better.
You need that sometimes.
Yeah.
Sometimes you need to get kicked in your ass.
Yeah, man. You gotta get kicked in the nuts.
Yeah. And honestly, like, and again, you were younger at the time, and now looking back, you realize it probably wasn't. I'm not to say that it wasn't meant to hurt your feelings, but it was like, bro, like if you're gonna do this, do it right.
Basically.
You know what I mean? I think that's what it was.
That's essentially what it was.
Yeah, you
know
gotta
what I mean?
respect
Like,
it too.
and also too, like, I'm sure he was a different person 5 years ago.
Of course.
that
part too.
now.
I met him now. Like he's. I'm sure he was just as chill as he was then. But like, 5 years in the rap game is like 20 years. And,
I know it's like dog
he is
years,
sustainable.
right?
And like we're grown ups now, right? I don't know how old he is, but I think we're about the same age. So we're grown ups now, and like that, like he was coming up. That's when he was really just coming up. He was coming up like 2015, 2016. Like, so like we're like we're grown-ups now. Like I'm sure like he looks at it like kind of like, I don't know if he would have done it again in that same way, right? Like, you know,
Yeah,
I don't know.
probably,
I don't want to
probably
speak.
Not.
I don't want to speak for him, but like what I will say is that it really rooted me in a place I was like, okay, I can do better.
Yeah.
And I have to do better. And like that's like just the name of the game.
Yeah.
To just like work harder and try to execute as much as best as I possibly can. I do research. I do a ton of research. And then like combined with like watching a ton of videos and listening to a ton of videos of them. And then like I'm like kind of like highlighting and I'm coming up with questions based on the research that I'm finding.
Got it.
Because there's sometimes in an interview you just need questions that like, because like the other thing too is there's no one else in that room at any interview I've done that has watched 15 interviews of this person.
That's a fact.
So
yeah.
So sometimes like I'll be thinking like, oh, I didn't want to ask you this because everybody asks you this.
Yeah,
or
exactly.
And then he'll be like, you ask me questions, don't want to ask me. And I'm like, this one person asked you this one question.
Yeah, like you forgot.
Or I know this. Yes, I know that no one has asked you this question because I've seen your last 10 interviews and no one has asked you this question.
Yes.
You know, like it's like if you're trying to interview somebody, you just got to like watch as many interviews or read as many interviews that they've done previously because you need to know what, and that makes it easy for you to, it makes it easy because you're just building on top of their work.
Yeah.
Because they are doing the same, that's how everybody else is getting prepared for their interviews.
Basically.
Yeah.
They're watching someone else's interview of them.
Have you ever got like information wrong with the interview?
Yeah.
And have you ever been called out like right then and there?
Yeah. I've honestly, for my own goodwill, I blocked those moments out of my head.
Okay.
But it has happened. It has happened when they've corrected me.
Yeah,
you know,
that's my fear. That's my biggest fear.
So I was interviewing Flo Milli, and this is she's December 2021 for Rolling Loud LA, and I'm like, oh, you have your new single, Ice Me Out. And she's like, no, it's Ice Baby.
Oh,
and I'm like,
shit.
yeah, because Ice Me Out is Callie's song, if I'm correct. It's like Ice Me Out.
see.
It's Callie's song. You know,
And
another
this was
dark
Flo-
skin black.
and this was Flo
fire,
Milli,
right?
Like, you know, Flo Milli is like, it's Ice Baby. Water in my it's great. It's a great song.
Yeah.
Ice Baby's fire. So I was like, and so that's like one instance. So yeah, it happens. You just kind of like keep moving forward. Or, you know, and the other thing too is like, if I get it wrong, I try to tell people I got it wrong.
Yeah.
I'll
Just
be like,
to own up to it and move on.
or like, especially on TikToks, I'll pin a comment. If someone's like, hey, you missed this one point, and I'll pin a comment and I'm like, okay, yes, hey y'all, I missed this one point. Because like people are reading through the comments that are gonna say the same thing and they see that you addressed it. And something I heard, I listened to this like, it's this super white podcast called Pivot with Kara Swisher and Scott Galloway. It's big capitalism energy. They talk about like, Elon Musk and businesses and shit. And
right.
You know what I mean? I love it, right? And Scott had this one note where he said that one sign of showing you're an expert in something is to tell someone when you don't know something.
Yeah.
So when I make my videos now, I'm always upfront about what I don't know.
Yeah.
You know, I try not to just be like I'm an expert. Because I am an expert, but I'm also like, I'm an expert. I need a lot of research to be an expert.
Yeah.
And, you know, like, I don't like to just speak dust, but I'm also like not trying to like be like, I'm trying to like, you know, I'm trying to speak dust, but at the same time, I'm trying to put stuff out there. I'm trying to like, let's talk about it, right?
Yeah.
Let's talk about it. Like I'm not trying to be 1000% locked in on every single thing.
It's
like,
impossible.
It's impossible.
You
so
can't.
what I do, it's like I do my best to make sure everything I'm saying in there is what it is. And if it's not, like I acknowledge it. Because that's how it, like you see corrections on news articles all the time.
That is true.
The best journalists, the best writers get corrections.
Yeah.
Getting a correction is part of the game.
Yeah.
You know, messing up is part of the game. Like they're, you know,
exactly.
And the reason why, and they're there. You may not see them, but they're there. You know, like you'll scroll down to the bottom.
And
it's
then
like
correction.
correction. We regret this error, right?
Yeah.
And these are also people with a full infrastructure built to make sure that doesn't happen. I'm just a guy. It's just me.
Yeah.
So it's like, you know, I leave a comment.
You gotta fact check yourself almost.
I do fact check myself. So like I leave a comment and if I get it wrong, I tell you I got it wrong. That's what it's about. Just like if you get it wrong, just tell me you got it wrong.
And then really it's like, who cares? I'm human. You know,
it's like I'm human. It matters. In some instances it matters.
Yeah.
Like, you know, there are many instances it matters and sometimes it's gonna sting.
Yeah.
But it just makes you more astute and stronger. And what I've found is that because like I've gotten used to like telling people when I'm wrong.
Yeah.
And because I've gotten used to like just being open about the fact that like, okay, look, I fact check this. If something slips through, I'm sorry, I regret the error.
Yeah.
Is that people trust me more.
Yeah, that is very true.
Because like they know that if I got it wrong, they know I'll tell them I got it wrong.
Exactly. You're not trying to fight it, and you're not trying to, make yourself like, not, what am I trying to say? You know how people expect you when you do get something wrong to fight back. This way it could, keep amplifying their point. But I've noticed that when I'm just like, yo, I was wrong, I fucked up, it's like they kind of get stumped.
They stop. So even like two instances, right? Like one is like most recently Lizzo used an ableist language slur on her song Girls, right?
Okay.
And she apologized for using it, immediately changed it, and acknowledged that she's like, I'm a fat black woman. Like I deal with shit, all types of this shit every single day. And if I don't accept that people are angry with what I said, who am I to sit there and get mad at people for saying negative shit to me?
That is true.
She apologized and everybody moved on.
Yeah, you don't hear about it no more.
You don't hear about it
it's
anymore.
Done.
And that's the thing with like like some corrections are bad. You hear about them for a long time.
Of course.
But at the same time, it's like, yo, like, look, I got this wrong.
Yeah.
My bad. Let's just move on. Let's move on.
That's it.
Let's move on.
That's it.
And then so and also too because people are reading the comments, and like if people are reading the comments and they see, because there's some people that do the same shit that I do, and they'll get shit wrong and they'll just delete the comments. And they constantly delete the comments.
Do that,
and then constantly it's like, and then you
just
see people saying like, yo, stop deleting comments or whatever, or just stop. Like, it's like there are people that just don't want to apologize.
Yeah.
And it's like, no, you're not Trump. You can't get away with that shit. That's and
exactly.
And it's hopefully appearing that even he can't get away with that shit.
Hopefully. Fingers crossed.
Right? Fingers crossed, right? So it's like, it's like you can't just like keep bulldozing through things. So,
never ever delete the comments.
Accountability is not that hard.
It's not that hard.
It's really not.
Just accept it.
Accept it. Because honestly, like, things stop after you like, you know what, I was wrong, I apologize. It's like it stops.
That's it.
And it's like it's more energy to keep trying to defend your wrongness.
Oh my God.
It's like, come on, bro.
It's
like
gonna stress you out.
Yeah,
just let it be. You know what I'm saying? You fucked up.
You fucked up.
That's
cool.
it.
Delete 5 comments, 5 turns into 50. 50 turns into, vengeful videos.
And then you delete or you take the video down.
Exactly.
And then they never forget.
Right.
No,
the internet never
they're
forgets.
gonna do videos about you.
Or, excuse me, I'm fully cognizant of the fact that I'm putting music takes on there.
Yeah.
That maybe 2 years from now may come back to bite me in the ass. It's just part of the game.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I mean? Like I know that someone's gonna be like, "Hey, didn't you say this?" Like a couple, like you said this about this artist.
Yeah, but I changed my mind.
You see on Twitter.
Exactly.
Twitter doesn't forget anything.
Twitter doesn't forget anything, but also it's like it also shows you like why you should still keep consuming your own content. That's one thing that I'm trying to get better at. Is I'm trying to like start watching my old videos, like the videos I made 3 months ago.
Yeah.
So you could see, because like I looked through a lot of my old photographs.
Yeah.
And I've been shooting film since December 2021. So old photographs.
I love that camera, by the way. It's giving me nostalgia.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, it's a classic Pentax K1000. I love this thing. This my context is like old is like 7 months old, right?
Mm-hmm.
But like just like seeing my growth and seeing the way my eyes changed, and so even like you should be reviewing your old stuff and reviewing your old music reviews. So that's why you can see like how like you're doing things and like
It's funny because before this I'd started listening to my old episodes of the show.
Good.
And I was like, because I haven't done it, I was like, oh, like, let me just kind of brief myself right? Like, what can I not do this time? Like, we changed the drops. I was like, yo, change this. Like, I want to spice it up.
Mm-hmm.
But you're absolutely right. And I think too, even with like artists, like there has to be growth, right? There's some artists that kind of sound the same as they did 10 years ago.
Yeah.
And I hate that. I hate that. But I think it's like, that's the point of it, right? Like, listen to your old stuff. Like, how can you grow from it and be better? So I like that you are doing that.
And like watching yourself too.
Yeah. Watching yourself. That's big.
Watching yourself is something that is incredibly hard to do at first. And I remember not watching any of my videos. I would never watch my interviews.
Yeah.
And then one day, his name is Mark Lamont Hill. He's from Philadelphia.
Okay.
He's a prominent writer, Dr. Mark Lamont Hill. I have to make sure I say it correctly.
Yes.
And he was at HuffPost and he was watching himself and he's watching his videos. I was like, you watch your own videos? He's like, yeah. He's like, that's like Kobe shooting free throws in the gym.
Right.
Like
How do
when
you
he
expect to get
watches
better?
highlight tapes and things like that.
Yeah, it's like no, exactly. Not watching like highlight videos. Like as
Just
in,
the
like,
whole thing.
he's just like the way Kobe shoots like free throws and is constantly taking shots in the gym. That's how you should be when you're watching yourself or engaging with your own stuff.
Yeah.
After you make something, you should be watching it constantly. So I feel like you have to watch yourself.
No, 100%.
It gets better, and that's how you get better. And you know, my 4 years of genius was the first concerted 4 years where I spent 4 years watching myself.
Wow.
Because previously what would happen is I would just watch myself long enough to get clips to put into my reel at the end of the year.
Right.
And I would just like kind of skim through it and be like, okay, I'll take that bit and go.
Did you feel like cringy? Because that's how I felt.
Yes.
Yeah. I was like, oh, why did I say that?
Yes. But I've found that now when I watch my interviews, like, and the thing is I still have a time for it.
Mm-hmm.
You know, for instance, I haven't rewatched all my Really Loud interviews yet.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
You know, like
you did great, by the way, because I watched some.
Oh, thank you so much. Thank you so much. Like I did for LA and New York, I watched them.
Yeah.
But I have to do Miami. I have like, I'm working on something. I gotta, okay, I'm gonna spend, set aside my 3 hours. Like you can compartmentalize. I'm not saying it's easy.
Yeah.
But like, I know I'm going to watch that and I'm going to come away with learnings that hopefully if we do Rolling Loud New York in about, 2 months.
It's next month. It's September.
Month. Yeah, end of September. So month, right?
Oh, yeah, that is right.
Yeah.
So my daughter's dying. Listen, let me tell you something. I told you, my daughter's 20, right? And what was it? Maybe like 2-3 years ago, they had Rolling Loud at City Field over here. So she was like, I want to go to Rolling Loud. I'm like, all right, go, right? Thinking she want to go with her friends. She's like, Mom, I mean, like, I can go with my friends, but like, I kind of want to go with you. Like, do you want to go to Rolling Loud? And I was like, who, me? I was like, oh, yeah.
You're a cool mom.
Yo, right. So can I tell you about my Rolling Loud experience? And then I want you to tell you about, tell us about yours.
Because you told me this story and it was so great. Yeah.
It was amazing. So we go to Rolling Loud. So mind you, I live in Flushing. So is 1 stop 7 train vibes. So we hop over there. I've never been to a festival ever in my life.
That was your first festival?
That was my first festival.
Rolling Loud's your first festival? Wow.
I was like,
it's crazy.
And it's crazy because like I didn't put 2 and 2 together. Like I'm like Rolling Loud. And then I get there and I see like, weed shit. And I'm like, oh, like Rolling Loud, right?
Yeah.
So I'm like,
I see weed shit and hundreds of cops.
Yo.
Of course, yeah.
Hundreds.
Like
cop
the whole
cops.
NYPD.
Yeah, there's
in the building.
There are enough cops. There's like one cop for every white kid coming from the suburbs.
Yo.
That's what they wanted to assume.
That shit was safe as fuck.
Safe
okay?
as fuck. And they're here to arrest a couple niggas too.
Yeah, facts.
Continue.
Shit.
So we go.
Like real quick tangent of this tangent is that I run into like 2 or 3 cops that I grew up with at every Rolling Loud. I swear to God, from Long Island. And then this one dude, I'm not gonna name him, but like he's a good guy. I love him. Which is like it's like a nuanced relationship with cops, right? Because like there are cops I know personally that I love. Like you know what I mean? And your father was a cop, right?
Yes, of course.
So long story, and I'm sorry, but like he'll put his hands on my shoulders like real heavy. I'm like, don't do that, bro. And like he's like in the track jacket, so like he's like the D-Tech, right? Like he's not even like
he's New York undercover.
Yes.
That nigga Detective Morales.
Yes. Like he's in the track, the track jacket, and he's like, "What's good, Joe?" Like, yo, stop that, bro.
Dang.
And then it's
like, yo, running up on me like that.
Yeah, right. And then it's like, how's your mother? How's that thing? You're right. How things going? Whatever. And then every other rapper I'm about to interview is like, yo, look, he's got this nigga. Anyways, continue. Sorry.
No, it's all good.
So you tell the story. Yeah.
So we had to go someplace to pick up our wristbands or whatever, right?
Okay.
First of all, these tickets was like $250 each or some shit.
Yeah.
Little bag, right?
Yeah.
I've never been to a festival, so I'm just thinking.
You got VIP?
No, I didn't even. I was in Gem Pop, son.
Damn.
I was in Gem Pop. I was with the grr. I was in the grr. Yeah, I was in the red ones. So, but you know what? I'm glad I did for the experience. You know what I mean? Just for the experience. And the experiences I will probably never go again unless I'm backstage somewhere. So check this out. So we go, everything's cool. Damn, who was performing this night? Travis, Meek Mill, and somebody yelled, I think Meg Thee Stallion or some shit.
Yeah, was that you? This is 2019, right?
Yes.
Yeah,
it was before the
A$AP
pandemic.
Rocky?
Yes,
Yeah,
all of that.
Yeah.
So I've been to Travis shows before.
That was my first one too.
Yeah, I've been to Travis shows before. My daughter wanted to go over there, but Travis and Rolling Loud, they moshing for like Coil Ray. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, bro, like y'all moshing, I'm getting hurt. Like honestly, it was
dangerous.
It is dangerous,
It's
I didn't
dangerous.
realize it was dangerous until I started seeing niggas falling out.
Yeah.
So it was like young kids just like laid out. You know what I'm saying? EMS, people like, crowd surfing, people who passed out or whatever.
Yeah.
It's nuts. So we finally like scoot our way to the front. I was like, Natalia, Travis stage is already lit.
You and your daughter went to the rail?
Yes.
Oh my God.
But not for Travis.
For who?
Meek Mill.
Okay, so that
So it was I had
cool,
I gotta pray for times like this, for shine like this.
And you know what though? And I'm gonna say you probably had a gentler experience.
Yes.
Because if you were going for Travis, it's a different crowd.
I would have never, because I know better. My daughter wanted to.
Yeah, no.
She wanted to go up at that stage like 4
you can get crushed before. I mean, we saw it. We saw it. Astroworld. You know?
Yeah.
Astroworld. You know?
And I told my daughter, I was like, listen, stuff like this, because the mosh, it was too crazy. It was way too crazy. So most of the shows, we was all the way in the back.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Because I know it gets dangerous. She just want to be in the vibes, right? So we get to the rail for Meek Mill. So that was cool. But my daughter, she's not, she ain't really fucking with Meek Mill like that.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? She was 17 at the time. She want to see Travis, Meg, and shit. But we get there. I saw Najee. I was like, hey, Najee. So I was chatting with him a little bit. I loved it. I had the time of my life. We was there all day. Yo, the next day, me and her went, right?
Mm-hmm.
And when I tell you, I didn't want to go. I did not want to go. I was like, yo, I'm tired.
Mm-hmm.
I'm hot. My legs hurt.
Yeah, you were a rap.
I was like, I can't party this hard no more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So, but she's actually, let me tell you how much she wants to go to Rolling Loud. I told her, I was like, because I'm going away for my birthday. She couldn't come because her passport didn't come in yet. It's late. That's a whole nother story. The passport office has my daughter's birth certificate and social for over a year now, and they will not give it back.
Really?
Yes.
What?
Whole nother story. But any hoosers. So I was like, yo, let's go to Miami. She was like, Ma, honestly, like instead of Miami, can we just go to Rolling Loud? So fuck, I'm going to go to Rolling Loud.
You want to roll out New York?
Yeah. She wants to see Nicki so bad.
Yeah.
I'm trying to get it. I'm trying to I got to put my Queen's helmet on.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like my daughter needs to meet Nicki. How do I do this? Because she's like, I'm Miami or Rolling Loud. She chose Rolling Loud.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
It's at a good time because last year was at the end. It was like Halloween. It was fucking cold.
Yes,
Cold, yeah.
yes.
Oh, it was in October.
It was
Yeah.
terrible. It was I close my eyes like a Negro spiritual right now. Thinking about it was terrible. It was so bad. It was worse than like LA because LA we were in wasn't even LA. We were in San Bernardino.
Mm-hmm.
So it was like we were on the fucking we're in the middle of the desert. So it just wasn't.
That's
that wasn't that bad.
But
But
it wasn't that bad. But rolling out, it was wet. It was cold.
Yeah.
And it was the first time of us doing it. So
and
it's
getting
so loud.
out of there,
and we also didn't.
impossible. You cannot get out of there. And that to me was one of the most dangerous things because there's just swarms and swarms and swarms of people.
Yeah.
And it's like people are drunk, people are fucked up. You know what I'm saying?
People are tapping pockets, all type of shit.
Who knows? Who knows? So, okay, so you've hosted 3 Rolling Louds.
Yeah.
Which one do you think was your favorite and who was your favorite performer?
My favorite was Miami by far.
Why by far?
Because just like
and the other two was
New York and LA.
Okay.
The energy I brought to the show, like preparing for it, the vibes, the weather.
Okay.
The access I had too was good.
Oh yes, we talked about access.
It's all access. It's all about access.
Easy.
Because like that's the only way to see any of these festivals.
For the most part, yeah.
But I got better photos at the first 2.
Okay.
More Polaroids. I got a Polaroid of Kanye West at San Bernardino. And they were new. They were fresh at the time. They were still felt new. This is my 3rd Rolling Loud. Like I kind of like know what to do.
Yeah.
I feel like it was good. I guess like I ask a lot when I'm like working with like people, but like I bring a lot to it though.
Yeah.
You know, Because like sometimes I'm just kind of like, hey, can you help me get this? You know,
Yeah, like
hook
me up.
Can you get this for me? And they're like, yeah, sure. So, yeah. So
who's your favorite performer though?
Favorite performer. My favorite performance was Lil Baby.
Lil Baby's hot
everywhere.
Man. Lil Baby's hot.
But I'm gonna tell you what. Well, because Cardi, I've seen Cardi do that performance 3 times. It's great though. Cardi's performance is Cardi. I feel like has one of the best live performances, like period.
And she's the best.
No, not Cardi. Playboy Cardi.
Playboy I thought you were talking about Cardi. Look at me, my girl ass.
No. It's fair. You also from New York.
Yeah. True that.
Totally fair. Like
true that. We dropped the B. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Cardi, right? Like Cardi, like his performance was top notch. And like the thing is, like I feel like there are a lot of he's similar. Like he kind of ad libs over his shit.
Yeah.
But I think it's more of like the atmosphere that he creates and how he curates that atmosphere and how the music sounds in that atmosphere combined with seeing it reflected in the crowd makes it a really amazing performance.
Nice.
I thought Lil Baby's performance was phenomenal because like something that I'm such a boomer. No, I'm not. I'm gonna say it. Like I hate when people don't rap over their songs, when they just kind of ad lib their shit. So yes, you can call me a hypocrite for liking Cardi doing the same thing, but I really feel that like artists,
it works for him.
Exactly, it works for him. But like Lil Baby rapped every single word.
That's right. Go ahead, Lil Baby.
Like. And we know that man, how that man spits. The man has unravels bars at you.
Yeah.
He unravels bars like scrolls. You know what I mean? Like Lil Baby, you know what I mean? Like I'm straight, right? Like he harder than ever. Like Lil Baby has like lyrics.
Yeah.
And he rapped every single word and like it sounds so good. And I'm talking, for instance, he was performing Close Friends and I'm talking to someone about it and I'm like, you see the difference?
Song,
like, and the thing is he had no backing track too. He had like someone ad-libbing him off stage, but he had but he did it the way it's supposed to be done.
A true professional.
Like a true professional. Like a true professional, right?
Not like what happened on Versus, but I'm not gonna say
Oh my God. But look, Jadakiss and the Lox,
he put it out.
They rewrote, they made a whole new they got a whole new deal out of it, right? Off of the energy of that, right?
Yeah.
Because I was talking to somebody about it. I'm like, you listen to Close Friends now. You know how that song feels on the radio.
Yeah.
You know how that song feels on your when you're listening to it in your headphones.
Exactly.
But this is a concert performance. Can you feel the passion in this?
Yeah.
It's different. It's a different performance.
Yeah, exactly.
Because what ends up happening is all these shows, right?
That's why you have live tracks.
And it's not just Rolling Loud because every show's like this now. It's not just them. Like every rapper performs like this now. Like, and there are pop stars that perform like this too. It's like they're essentially just giant listening parties where they're playing the backing track is as loud as if you were listening to it in this room.
That makes
you know what I mean?
no
Like
sense.
as if you're listening to this room. So it's like it reaches a point where it's like not about hearing a different version. There's like no there's a reason why the Jay-Z has his Unplugged is fire, right?
Oh yeah,
right. There's live tracks.
Or, it sounds different from the record. Like
Erykah Badu called Tyrone. That was a live track.
A live track
that made the album.
So I'm saying like you can, and that's what I'm saying. Like Baby and all this, like all these performances, like to hear Lil Baby just do all of this, and this man smokes more than all of us do in this room,
right?
And
he's still
right. I was thinking like, yo, he raps fast. He's on top of his
dude. It should be on YouTube, but it's a phenomenal performance.
I'm gonna look at that.
It's a phenomenal performance, and he really and of course Kendrick does the same thing.
Yeah.
Baby Keem does the same thing.
I love him
and the
too.
thing is, what they do is like they slow the beat down just a tad, so they can fit. So because like some
so
lyrics,
they can breathe.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Some yes, it's like yes.
I'm glad you noticed that, by the way.
Of course, right? Because like listen to Vent. The memes, like they slow it just a tad. So that's why like you can actually say it in a place where you can breathe. It doesn't have to sound like the CDQ.
Right. Yeah.
You know, and it's like crazy because all these people are just moshing to the same thing that they could be listening to in their homes, which in one respect is intimate. Yeah. You're getting the same experience that you get at home, right? Cool. But at the same time, it's like it removes the humanity of the live performance.
Exactly.
Like part of the live performance is the raspy voice because they've been on tour for 3 months and like they're losing their voice.
Yeah.
Part of the humanity is like seeing them like, you know, they're running out of breath, but they manage to squeeze out these last few lyrics, like each thing, right? You know what I mean? Part of that is like hearing the beat slightly slowed down a bit. So not only can you keep up with what they're saying, because like before you're going on Genius to like make sure you can decipher their lyrics, but now you can actually, the performer can actually perform it in a way that's like not that is more curated for a live experience to be enjoyed by people. people in a room, like or in a large group setting. So yeah, like Lil Baby was my favorite performer.
I hope y'all taking notes out there.
Right,
Lil Baby was my favorite.
That's so true, though.
Exactly.
And I'll also tell you, though, like there's some people that couldn't come with that energy no matter what. Because like when Kodak came out for Kendrick's performance, Kodak rapped every single bar of Big Steppers. He rapped every single bar. Like, because I've seen Kodak perform a number of times.
Yeah.
And some of his songs, like like I have my very, very. I have many issues with Kodak, right? But many issues with Kodak. But like in terms of like I've seen him perform like and like he does a similar thing. Some songs, he'll do the whole thing, but other times he's just ad-libbing that, right?
Yeah.
But
I don't think I ever seen Kodak perform.
It's okay. It's okay. It's nothing.
He's like, it's okay.
It's nothing.
Who is someone that you were looking forward to seeing, but it was underwhelming for you?
Yeah, that's a good question.
That is a good question. There's a lot of people. I don't know because like there weren't that many people that I wanted to see that I saw. Because Rolling Loud Miami is so big, it's impossible. It takes
many stages.
Many stages.
There's 4 stages. In New York, there's 3. In New York, there's 3.
4.
In New York, there's 3, and in LA, there's 3. But in Miami, there's 5.
Oh, 5.
I think there's 5 stages, and only 3 of them are broadcast, and 2 of them, and like they all have their mini headliners and stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I say that to say that it takes like 20 minutes to get from stage 1 to stage 2. And the only way I could do that is if I get a cart to take me there.
Yeah.
So I would have to get a cart to take me mid-show for a personal request because I wanted to see ESTG.
Right.
Now look, I could do that and we've done it. We did it. It was a lot of fun, right? But like I wasn't able to like, and also like I'm live, I'm not live. Like I'm trying to get pictures. It's like a very free flowing, like it was great.
Do you think festivals are the same as they used to be?
I don't know because I feel like that's kind of like just moving. The festivals just moved around the natural order of things. Like if you think about it, like there are more festivals now because I think it was easy to borrow money for a long time, which is one way to look at it.
Right.
And also,
you might be right.
That's and also because like think of the way we consume music just generally is like through binging, through playlists, through listening to like you listen to like 15 different artists in a week, right? As compared to like the one CD that you managed to pick up at Sam Goody that week. Right?
Oh, not Sam Goody.
Right. I had to throw it back for you, right? Oh my God, the Wiz. I used to love the Wiz.
Not the Wiz.
I used to love the Wiz,
Hell
right?
Yeah.
Not even PC Richard. You said the Wiz. I fuck with the Wiz.
I'm an old soul.
And like now it's like of course a festival, a place where you could see every single artist you possibly could want would be something that would sprout up.
Right.
And like I feel like as we just love getting together as big groups of people.
Yeah.
I just think there are just more festivals now. But the one thing that is growing in festival coverage is the ability to like have them be live streamed and in doing what we did for Rolling Loud, like this year was Miami was probably the best one we did because like just the way it looked.
Yeah.
Like, especially the state, like there were 2 stages, there were 2 sets. There were one that were in the room and talking to the chat and stuff like that. But then there was us that was like, you had the crowd behind us. Like, it's like college game day, but for hip hop. Like,
basically.
So there's like, I feel like it's changed for the better because like now you can enjoy, like you watch, I watched Coachella.
Yeah,
so okay, let me tell you a little bit about Coachella. So I was supposed to go to Coachella years ago, right? I ended up not going, but I'm glad I didn't because the friends that did go, they wound up getting like laid out someplace, like stranded type shit.
Wow, not you dodging a bullet.
Yo, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm God's daughter. Like, God be, you know what I mean? God be Neo for me.
Yeah,
So why I'm not going? But that was one thing I was always scared of. Those festivals, I feel like because they're kind of like in the middle of nowhere. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I saw how hard it was to get out of fucking City Field where I live and get home. It's like, how the fuck do you get home?
Right?
Like from the desert, you don't call a Lyft. You know what I'm saying?
You camp out there. It's like a camp type thing. Like, and like, I don't know. I'm I would have to glamp, but hard on the G.
Hard G.
Hard G,
Uppercase
like,
G.
Uppercase G. Like I need to have a shower.
Yeah, like I can't be out there like that.
I can't
That's
be out there.
well, you know what?
I'm not built for the roots.
They called it, I guess, camping, but I called it being stranded.
Oh, word. Yeah.
Because that's how I feel. I'm like,
hilarious.
oh, y'all stranded.
That's hilarious. That's hilarious. You really just relayed that to us. They were laid out. I'm like, oh, they got stranded? It's like, no, they were camping, but you called it stranded. Yeah.
Like that's how far removed I am from that shit. Son, that's crazy.
My homegirl was telling me that she does these camping retreats the other day, and she was like, yeah, you should come with me. And I'm like, yeah. She's like, but she said it's super glam. It's super glam. Super
you know they
glamping.
have a glamping thing now in Brooklyn.
Where do you camp? Like in the middle of Prospect Park?
Oh shit.
Yo, it's right on the water. What do you call those? Stripey, help me.
What do you mean?
Those big containers that go like on trucks. You know what I'm talking about? Like those things, they turn those into rooms.
Yeah. Those
and it's right on the water.
Metal containers.
Yeah, and it's right on the water. And then when you glamp there, right, you get full access to the Skyline movie theater. You know, there's a drive-in movie. So you could go over there, watch a movie.
This is all in Brooklyn?
And then this is all in Brooklyn.
I'm not gonna lie to you, like, like, I don't. That sounds fun, but I don't know if I would tell anybody I'm doing it. Like I would love. It sounds like it's a lot of fun, but I wouldn't put it on Instagram.
Yeah,
because people be like, "Wait, so you sleeping in a container, nigga?"
Facts.
on the East River, that's where you sleeping, nigga.
Facts.
So you out there, like you waking up in the morning, kicking your feet in that water, right? Yeah,
on rocks, nigga.
Like that shit ain't comfortable.
You know what I'm saying? But yo, this is why too. I was like, yo, I gotta get out of here because y'all niggas is camping. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no,
by the FDR and shit.
Yeah, right. Like, stop it. Like you hear car accidents happening.
You know what I'm saying? Like what's going on here?
Shit, dude.
But I will say I have been to that movie theater, that drive-in movie theater. That shit is nice.
Oh yeah.
That shit is cool.
If I had a car, that'd be fire. I don't
drive either. I don't drive either.
From
honestly, you know, I was.
Although you're in a very drivable part of Queens. This is
no, because let me tell you something. First of all, there's no parking over here because
that's true.
Hospital 2 blocks away.
Oh yeah,
no parking. So that's number one. Number two, yeah, I'm close, right? Because like I'm in a part where it takes me 20 minutes to get to each borough. Period. I get to Manhattan 20 minutes, Bronx, Brooklyn, Long Island. I could get even 20 minutes. But when you think about it, and when I think about it, right, I work from home, so it's like, all right, I get a car to run errands, like to go grocery shopping and laundry. Like, I pay for convenience. You know what I'm saying? I pay for luxury and convenience. Like, all that shit could come to me at the end of the day.
Pay for convenience.
You know what I'm saying? I like shit to come to me.
So, the convenience, I told you this story already, but like, so I remember meeting, so we have a mutual connection, 60, my barber.
Yeah.
I remember being like 19, 20 and not knowing why people bought bottles in clubs. Like, what's the point of
we was just talking about this thing.
I was like,
why?
why do you like, and I remember not knowing why people bought bottles in clubs. And I think like going to that barbershop, so if anybody's like, you know, the headquarters barbershop was like, like I knew these types of niggas growing up, very much so.
Yeah.
But it was the first time I was there in a way like, it wasn't from Long Island. It's like, you know, I'm just purely just meeting like other niggas, like niggas from the hood. Like I'm from the suburbs, right? Like, and they knew that. Like it was like I said, they just liked having me around, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they just like kind of put me up on game and just like certain shit, whatever. And like, I remember finding out the day that like, you know, 60 was like, had a side job. You know what I mean? Like, and I remember just like thinking that was so cool.
Right.
Like, fucking,
so cool.
Like a little nerd, right?
Yeah.
And, but we had, through one of these conversations, I was like, why do y'all spend all this money for bottles in the club? Like, what's the point of dropping like $500, $600 on like bottles in a club? And he looks at me, he's like, convenience, nigga.
Yeah, basically.
I was like, what? He's like, yo, he's like, you have a place, you know, you have a place to put your stuff down. Like you got girls that can put their jacket, their bags down. You don't gotta go to the bar to get any drinks. You have a waitress that'll get you whatever you need.
Yes.
If you having any trouble, you get a security guard take care of you. He's like, so what's up? He's like, you're already gonna spend $300, right?
Yeah,
and
at
like,
the bar.
You're gonna spend $300 at the bar, struggling to get drinks, fight with other people trying to get drinks.
Watered down.
You know, watered down, right?
Facts.
You might as well just make your own drinks. You know what I mean?
Facts.
Make your own drinks and you get some attention too. He's a convenience nigga.
Right.
Like, and he went back to
That is such a 60 answer.
I could see him in it. I could see it today, like just him explaining it today. He's like, ha!
Yeah, exactly.
Convenience, nigga.
That's the same shit that he did to me. Crazy thing is, we went
about
out.
this.
I was the same way. I was like, yo, why the fuck they spending so much money on bottles and shit like that? So we actually went out to BB King's when BB King's was still around.
Yeah.
Bought like 3 bottles, right? And the whole night, I never felt so relaxed.
Yeah.
So relaxed.
I never felt so
Yeah.
relaxed because, man, the convenience is just,
I've done bottles once.
I didn't want to go, to the bar anymore. I was like, no, I'm not doing this anymore.
I've paid for bottles like maybe twice.
Yeah.
But I've been in many, many sections of bottles
Same.
throughout my life.
Yeah.
Right.
Many sections of bottles. And that is the only way that I will still go to a club today.
Oh yeah.
I don't want to go to a club at all. And even if you had bottles, I still wouldn't want to go.
Yeah, nah,
Because
there's
now,
no way.
And also now I'm at the age where if a nigga hits me up, it's like, yo, I got a section, you want to come through? He's gonna expect me to throw some money. And I'm just not-
That's a fact.
You know what I
Like,
mean?
yeah, nigga, I don't
That's
know, nigga. Like,
I'm just not like the little homie anymore. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And like honestly, I really have no reason to be in a section right now. So like I think I'm just gonna have to pass. You know what I mean? Like
I'm gonna catch y'all niggas
I'm
later.
about to catch y'all niggas
like, y'all
later.
niggas doing brunch tomorrow?
Yeah,
I'll come to brunch.
I'll see you for brunch.
Brunch, right? Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, y'all, I'll see you for brunch, but like, I'm not trying to. And also, I'm a lightweight too, because I'm not gonna finish these bottles.
Nah, you know what? That's first of all, I totally agree with you. Like,
Yeah,
I'm not
so-
doing no clubs, bro.
I'm a
There's
club.
no way I'm doing no club. If I
I'm
do
a
a
club.
club section, yes, but it's like it has to be like Vegas or something. Like, you know what I mean?
Perfect.
Yeah. Like I don't really want to be seen in no New York
I
club.
don't need to do
period.
it anymore. It's
I
a wrap.
can't.
It's a wrap.
I like concerts. Like that's my
Yeah.
thing. I love concerts. I love shows.
Mhm.
Oh, you know what? They had that Rock the Bells thing yesterday.
Oh,
I
yeah,
missed.
saw
I'm
that.
so fucking
I
tight.
know there was a couple of days I missed this week. I just put on
Yeah.
Instagram stories just saying feels bad, man.
Right.
Feels bad, man, the whole time.
That's what I would prefer to do that, right?
Yeah.
But like 60, same thing. Like every time we would go out, we always had a section. I mean, I'm a girl, so it's different. You know
No,
what I mean?
it is much different
Yeah,
for you.
much
It's much different. You
But
didn't have the.
I had the pressure.
You didn't have the pressure.
In fact, yeah.
Rightfully so, though. Rightfully so, because
I mean, we make the vibes. You know what I mean? The ladies bring the vibes. But you know,
because niggas don't dance.
Never.
Nah.
Yo, I literally was talking to my man the other day. I was like, yo, how come in music videos there's no chicks? I was like, there's no video girls no more. It's just a bunch of niggas. Everywhere I look, a bunch of niggas. But I think it's more so the younger ones, the drill ones.
Oh yeah.
The drill dudes, like, yo, where the chicks at?
Because it's, I don't know, I feel like it's about posturing now. It's about clout. And a lot of these young drill rappers exist in a part of social media that's like very antagonistic because they're just beefing with each other through like Instagram.
Yeah.
Right? Like if you look at the indictment from, this is just from, even from Bobby Shmurda, right? Like, you know, they pulled all these Instagram posts from them. And this was like 6 years ago.
Yeah.
Right?
Like,
7 years
come
ago,
on, son.
8 years ago. So if they did this, if they pulling like Facebook posts and stuff and they use that to put Bobby Shmurda, like all these kids are just beefing on social media. And so I feels like now, and especially a lot of drill music is like very insular, right? Like they're talking to each other. Like they're beefing with each other. They're talking about people on their blocks. They're talking about like people that live around the corner, you know? And then it just happens to go viral on TikTok. And the next thing you know, it's a huge fucking song.
Yeah.
You know?
And it's a minute and 42 seconds.
Yeah,
exactly.
Yeah, it's a minute and 42 seconds.
Right.
And like it's massive. And then they get on, they get a deal, but then like, you know, it happens.
Yeah, perfect example. King
Something
Von.
Yeah, well, I mean, yes, exactly, right?
It was dope, but like,
it's like same thing. Like they got,
but
it's like
he had the whole world saying, "Oh, we from 61st, we not from 63rd." It's like, yo, bro, that's Chicago, right? But the whole world was saying
the whole
that.
world is saying that. Yes, and not
Yeah.
from 60, exactly.
Yeah.
And like just they're 2 blocks away from each other. Right?
That's so
Yeah,
crazy.
right.
Isn't that how it works? Right?
Yeah.
Like
It's like you can't like an artist. Well, the younger kids, I feel bad for them. It's like soon as you like somebody, it's like they're gone.
I feel like it's like, you know,
Yeah.
I don't know. There's some instances like even like look, a year ago today, like K Flock was on top of the world, right?
Yeah.
He was just starting to like pop off, right?
Yeah.
And like, and I remember like Hakeem, we did his first, like a Rollout New York, he did his first, that was his first interview. I have this sick picture of K Flock. And this is like end of October. And then what was it? By February, he's in jail for murder.
Yeah.
Like, you know,
Got
for like
indicted.
allegedly, but it's on video.
Allegedly.
It's allegedly.
Right.
We don't see him.
But it's on video.
We don't see, it's on video. It's alleged. We don't see him pull the trigger, right?
Right.
Like, I think it's the video says. So, if he has a good lawyer, like he could probably, who knows what happens.
Yeah.
But like, regardless, it appears that you might have killed somebody. Like,
it's not looking good.
It's not looking good. Like, regardless, like, it's like, yeah, you might be able to beat this legally, but
it's
dogs. Pretty, yeah,
right?
Dogs.
It's like, bro, you did that
Shit.
shit, man. Like, so it's like, it's crazy, but and that's like a product of just like, I was reading a profile, like, if I'm correct, 504, and he left, he's from East Flatbush.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he left, that's where I got something wrong.
Yeah.
I said from Canarsie to Miami, and Fabio was like, no, I'm from East Flatbush.
My bad.
So no, yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
So we were talking about that earlier. If you get something wrong, you just correct yourself and you just move on. He's from East Flatbush. And he lives in Jersey now. He moved out.
Yeah.
Lives in Jersey.
You gotta go.
Yeah,
gotta go.
There's no reason. Listen, this is one thing I don't understand. Like, well, I forgot. I think I seen this somewhere. Somebody said this. But it's like you get on, right? And it's like when you leave, then it's kind of like you left us, right? But when you stay, they kill you. So it's like, what do you do?
You know what it is? I think what you do is you just get used to like, fuck it. If you think I
Yeah.
left you, who cares?
Who cares?
That's a fact.
I'm out.
Yeah. There's
out.
no way you stay in there.
I'm out. And you know what though? That's easy for me to say because I had a relatively, compared to these, these people who we're talking about, like the comfortable upbringing compared to them. And I went to a good Catholic school, that type of shit. And a lot of them did too. Like, can't forget, like Biggie went to a Catholic school. Biggie was,
right.
You know what I mean? Like Biggie leaned into that. Like Biggie purposefully went to Fulton Avenue to Fulton Street. He walked down the block from St. James to meet these people, right? This is what he wanted to do, right?
Exactly.
Like, can't forget that. But at the same time, like, I didn't have that upbringing, so it's easy for me to say.
Yeah, it's easy to say, oh, just leave. You know what I mean?
But even then, like, Pop Smoke was killed in L.A. He left. Technically, he wasn't here. He was killed because someone was just trying to rob him.
Yeah.
And, when it sucks because like when they say that being a rapper the hardest job, I agree with it in some ways.
That is true.
When it comes 100%. To like other music enterprises, whether being a EDM DJ or a pop star, and all these things like come with their level of dangers, stalkers and stuff like that. But being a rapper is the only place you could be a certain type of rapper and you could touch down in the middle of fucking Topeka, Kansas.
Yeah.
And there could be a blood gang there that's like, you know what? Let's rob this nigga. He's fuck him. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you gotta roll, like, boom, let's take this nigga chain and put it on Instagram and boom, it's on Instagram.
Yeah. And now you viral.
Boom, now you viral, right? So now you gotta, and then it's like, you gotta, in order to save face, you gotta risk your whole career to save face.
Facts.
Because rap, it's all about clout too. It's gotta save face, right?
They're gonna check and see if everything is true or blah,
true
blah,
about
blah.
You.
True about
right.
you.
True about you. Then
really like that.
Then you go in other places, then you got other people testing your gangster everywhere you fucking go. Right? Then you gotta get down with a gang.
Right.
Then you gotta get down with a gang. So now like you kicking up money.
It's like you're working backwards.
You know, like it's like I could totally see that. And even like I said, like Pop was in LA.
Yeah.
He was in LA and apparently there's like more to that. Apparently it wasn't sanctioned or something. Like somebody was moving. I don't know. But from what I've seen, it's like some people were moving like without orders or something like that. I don't know. But like he still got, he got killed and he wasn't even here.
I was so sad. That I remember I was at work and my homegirl, I feel like she got like TMZ on speed dial.
I was in the subway,
She told me before I saw it on Instagram. She was like, yo, da da da. So I went to my friend. He's like a big fan and he's from Brooklyn.
Yeah.
And then we started researching. Yo, my whole office like got quiet. You know what I'm saying?
Damn.
Because it's like, yo, it's sad. Like he's so fucking young and he was so good. Like, it's like we just started. Like, and it's one day they just want your shit. You know what I mean? It's like
I was
crazy.
I was in the subway. I used to take a 20-minute train to Genius every single day. It was pretty nice. I had a pretty
nice.
I had a pretty cushy 4 years of 2.5 years of the
cozy.
pandemic.
Okay.
Cozy.
Very cozy.
You got you.
Comfortable in my skin.
Yeah.
That album's about to be a classic though. What was I gonna say? I had a 20-minute ride and I was on the train and I saw it on my phone, and it was a packed train, and the person across from me like looked up at me. It's almost like we got it at the same time.
Oh, shit.
And all of a sudden, the whole train is just like, within this 20-minute ride on the G train.
Yeah.
Oh, not
on
the green
G
line.
train, the green line.
Oh, yeah, of course.
Like, we're all like, yo, Pop Smoke just said, someone's like, yeah, I just saw that. We're all just like, what? Like,
wow.
And it's a bunch of like white people too.
Yeah. They
like,
know.
Black people,
Yeah, they
like,
know.
I was just like, there was a couple of us on there that were like, whoa, but like, there's a couple black people, like a couple white people were just like, yo, like, it's like, oh, thanks, Karen. Yes, yeah. Holy shit, yes, yes.
Right.
Like Karen, he dropped folks. Was that it? Karen? Yes. Oh, thanks.
Yo, no, but New York is like that, man.
I hope I got it right. Yeah,
New York is like that though, man. Like honestly, and you mentioned pianos. Pianos is like one of my favorites.
I had a residency there. I used to
Get out.
Yeah, I did a lot. I had a residency. I used to host a party for 4 years from 2014 to 2018.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I was up in that.
Yeah,
I was up in that.
And it was like, so we weren't on the top floor. We were on the bottom floor with the stage on Saturdays.
Okay.
On Saturday nights.
Okay, yeah.
It was like a little EDM.
Yeah.
And the only thing that sucks is that I was super into EDM for the middle of the 2000s. And we watched the public consciousness change from like EDM to hip hop. Because in 2014, like when they were doing it, 2014, 2013, they would pack it out with the EDM shows. They'd pack it out.
Yeah.
By 2016, 2017, the EDM shows, people were just not hanging around for them.
Yeah.
And then when we would have a hip hop night, it'd be jamming.
Yo, upstairs.
Yeah, exactly.
Upstairs.
Exactly.
Yo, we used to go there after work on Fridays. And let me tell you something. I don't know what it is, but their drinks are so fucking strong.
Yeah, man. That place is fun.
Their drinks, I have never walked out of there together.
That place is a vibe. I was trying to do all types of things, but...
I went to pianos recently.
Really?
I did, and I was at the bottom room.
Have you ever eaten at pianos? Because
I didn't even know
Yeah, they serve food.
I didn't know they had
a whole brunch menu.
It's my alcoholic ass.
They have a whole brunch menu.
Drinks. No, I didn't know. I had no idea. Okay, well, good to know. I'm going to go back. Yo, we always had so much fun at pianos, man. Like, it was always a vibe upstairs. Man, we went, when was I in there? Probably maybe a month ago, I think I went to pianos. Downstairs, drinks was strong as fuck down there too. And they had the little stage, but it was like kind of an EDM type thing. But it was like some hip hop mixed into it, but it was packed.
Yeah.
It was packed. So it's back.
It's back.
I think pianos is back.
But like I can't, it's too young in there now. I just gotta,
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm good.
My man and I we went out to dinner and I didn't want to go home yet. You know me. I never know when to go home, by the way. Just an FYI. If you ever hang out with me, I'm like, yo, we next spot.
The next spot.
Yeah. And we 6 spots in. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Gotcha.
But I was like, it's early. It was 1 o'clock. You know what I mean? 2 o'clock. I was like, it's early. Yo, we gonna wrap up and go to pianos, right? And we went there and it was packed downstairs. But you're right. The crowd, it ain't for me.
Nope.
Like, it's a lot of younger people.
Yeah, no.
And I was like, damn, son, it's over.
It's over. It's over.
Yeah, I was like, yo, it's over, son. Like, that's it.
It's over. You know what it is? Now you gotta buy a section.
There we go.
Right?
Exactly.
You gotta go to clubs with sections. So that's why you can insulate yourself from how young the crowd is.
I like everyday people. Like I was a big Grits and Biscuits. You ever been to Grits?
I haven't been to Grits and Biscuits, but it's like because those party series, like that's gonna stay our age because they were started by people our age.
Exactly.
So there are gonna be younger people. There are younger people at Grits and Biscuits. There are younger people at Everyday People.
Yes.
But like the large majority of the people there are us.
Right.
So it's like for every 22-year-old that's just squeaking in, there's like a 10 mid-30s
exactly
that have been going to this party for 5 years.
What's your ass doing here?
Exactly. So those parties you could I'll still keep going to.
Yeah, those I feel comfortable at those parties.
Because you're with people your age. But,
but I haven't been to Grits. I feel like I outgrown Grits. At the end of the day, it was fun, but I'm too old for that shit now.
Way too old.
I can't hang like I used to.
Way too old,
Oh, well, I feel like we had a party in here.
We did.
This was fun. Thank you so much. Like, this was amazing. This is a good start, and I think this means I have to do season 2.
Yeah.
It's dope.
Yeah.
Yo, guys, we had mimosas. We had bacon and eggs. We're chilling right here.
You make amazing eggs.
I make very good eggs, man.
Very, very good eggs.
Thank you. No, but thank you, Jacques, so much. Tell everybody where they could find you.
You can find me at @jmorel_junior at all platforms.
Excellent.
That's the best way to put it. Yeah, jmorel_junior. Yeah.
Thank you so much. I so appreciate you. Strife, thank you for coming.
Not a problem.
Strife had to come out here from Virginia to do this. So thank you so much.
Can I be the first person to wish you happy birthday, though? Happy birthday.
Yes, thank you.
You know?
Thank you.
Happy birthday. Are you one?
Thank you.
Are you
Thank
two?
you. Yeah. Guys, hopefully I'll be back. I don't know. We'll see. Maybe, maybe not. But either way, thanks for listening. I appreciate everybody so much. Share this with everybody. Tell everybody we lit. We back. And have a good night.
Peace.
Peace.